This is one of my favorite movies ever made. This is a fucking abomination to gaming that never should have seen the light of day. Okay, to be honest, playing this piece of shit brings back some childhood memories of hanging out with my friends and renting it from the video store. Wait, what was a video store doing renting out a game to kids based on a pretty R-rated movie? Wait, what the hell were game developers doing developing a shitty game based on a pretty damn R-rated movie? What the fuck was I doing watching a pretty damn R-rated movie like Total Recall when I was a kid? Well, I don't know, I guess I turned out pretty okay, and I was raised on that type of shit. Well, I'm gonna put this piece of shit in my Nintendo, fire it up, and bring back some Total Recall! Okay, so with such a psychological plot like Total Recall, it'll be interesting to see how they adapted it into a 8-bit video game over 2 decades ago with the hardware limitations of video game home consoles at the time, but fuck it, let's take a look. So we play as Douglas Quaid, everyday construction worker who happens to be twice the size of a professional wrestler. Anyway, Quaid, discovers through Total Recall he's a secret agent on a mission to Mars, and he's suddenly on everybody's hit list. We've got child molester midgets in purple jumpsuits pulling you into alleys, soldiers hiding in trash barrels, soldiers rolling Looney Tunes bombs at you. Even the homeless seem to be in on this intergalactic conspiracy against you. Imagine if in Halo or Call of Duty, your enemies are hiding inside of barrels waiting for you to come by and just pop out like Jack-in-the-Boxes. Or a game released today where you get to blow your wife away with an assault rifle. And good God, don't even get me started on the fence. So you're telling me, like 12 SWAT commandos took the time to drill holes into a fence just to wait for Arnold to walk by so they can punch him? How long have they been waiting there? What if Arnold was to say, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna cross the street? Or what if he decided just not to show up? Then they wasted their fucking time and all that hard work. Can they even get out of there? It looks like they're cemented in. That would be like in Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader and an entire Imperial armada were on the hunt for Luke, and like if they knew where he was the entire fucking time and where he was gonna be, and instead of like just killing him or like instantly going after him, they just waited like underneath his fucking bed for him to wake up like the next morning and then like scare him or grab his feet. And why are robot cheeseburgers chasing me around in the X-ray? I don't remember that part in the movie. And why does Arnold do a high jump when he gets off the escalator? Have you ever done that at the mall? Why are these alleys stockpiled with wrecking balls? What is this, a saw trap? Or fucking Miley Cyrus video? And why am I shooting at homeless people? I love how I pause the game to take a piss. When I come back I unpause. Doesn't make a noise, so I paused it again by accident. Apparently if you pause it twice, you lose your gun. Okay. That's a new one. Right. Why am I playing this? Like I said, I know there were hardware limitations way back then, and we got to fuck with our imaginations at least. But I can't help but nitpick some of the ridiculous situations the game throws at you. Another thing, I love how every time you leave the screen, the music starts over again. How is that not irritating as hell? As a kid, I could at least get to the Mars stage. Now, as a fucking debatable grown man, I can't even get past the fucking hobo who apparently thinks he's Oddjob from Goldfinger. Prepare for another attempt. Do I have to? Alright, come on. Stop throwing your hand at me, you fucking piece of shit. Ah! Well, I think that's about all I can take. Fuck my childhood, fuck my memories, fuck this game, fuck Total Recall, fuck Nintendo, fuck Arnold, fuck you! Good. Hey, what's up, guys? You ever hear of a game for the NES called Amagon? Yeah, me either, but let's check it out. Well, the cover art looks pretty cool. Lots of stuff going on. We got a dinosaur, a UFO, some badass robot knight dude, a blue mutant and a skull checking out Amagon's package. And there's a crab trying to cop a feel in his leg. Oh, that's nice. And a ripped, shirtless dude thrust up behind him. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, that's Megagon, who Amagon gets to transform into. Silly me. In Japan, the game's name, Totsujin Macho Man, translates to Suddenly Macho Man? Yeah, okay, let's just play the game already. Right off the bat, I'm lost. Instead of the brown, Boy Scout outfit he wore on the cover, Amagon seems to have opted instead for a much more flattering hot pink getup. Did he think that would make him stand out less from whatever horrors await him on this island? Seriously, is that appropriate combat fatigue? Who dresses like that? What? Anyway, we're Amagon, the battle-hardened Marine, who crashed his plane during a mission. Now he's stranded on some island, blah blah blah. Now our goal is to get to the rescue ship that's conveniently on the opposite end of the island. Guess we wouldn't have much of a game then. Besides Amagon's flamboyant attire, I can't get over how excited he looks to run around gunning down all the island's wildlife. He's like a metrosexual Ted Nugent. Fucking asshole. So it's a side-scrolling platformer shooter. The shots you fire don't travel the whole screen. Typical horse shit. Amagon's jump height depends on how long you hold down the A button. The second you release it, he shoots back down to the ground at warp speed. Just like in real life. Kinda hard to explain, it just makes it more difficult to time your jumps. And why does Amagon walk so low to the ground like that? Who does that? Work those hammies! So far, the enemies are nothing like the box art, except for the bees that fire cheap shots, and that aroused skull, which must be a foreshadowing of all the deaths you're gonna have in this game. Just like Amagon, everything dies on this island in one hit. Except for these mushrooms that take 3 shots for some reason. That's random as all hell. These platforms look like giant hands trying to grope you. Poor Amagon, but in that pink outfit, they must think he's asking for it. I hate these spiders with bunny ears. They freak me out. And sometimes you have to lure them after you. Fucking things must know I have arachnophobia. Come on, come on. Fuck! Oh, great place for a fucking checkpoint. Fucking birds. Fucking snakes. Fucking mushrooms. If you run out of ammo, Amagon whacks enemies with the butt of his rifle while pouting his own butt. Work it, girlfriend! Guess what happens if you die out of ammo? You come back without ammo. Brilliant. Speaking of ammunition, if Amagon's on a desert island, why the hell do the animals and bugs he kills drop bullets? They're animals. I just noticed if you hold down the jump button, Amagon bounces on his ass. Oh, he's bouncing on his ass to work on his ass to show it off when he's beating guys off. I mean attacking. Let's go, motherfucker! Oh my fucking god. Remember that suddenly macho man thing I told you about? No, I'm not talking about Randy Savage. So you have to find and activate the Mega Key, which you get by killing animals and bugs. And just when you thought this game couldn't get any more interesting, pressing the select button activates the Mega Key, turning Amagon into a real boy. Just kidding, I mean Megagon. Megagon is the roid rage version of Little Amagon, who can take way more damage than one-hit kill Amagon. Where is Amagon's rifle, you may be asking yourself? Well, judging by the way Megagon walks, it's up his ass. All those point boxes some of your dead enemies dropped, for every 5,000 points you collect, gives Megagon an extra hit point. Can I make it a point to say the word point one more time? I love how he punches everything off the screen. Almost like in Total Recall. God, I can't talk about that game again. Even the bosses don't have a chance. Or maybe they just don't want Megagon touching them. I mean, I don't really blame them. Put some pants on, man. Pressing up an attack causes Megagon to launch his Mega Deodorant that obliterates enemies, but it costs you your health every time you use it. If you lose your Mega Key before a boss, good fucking luck. No strategy or pattern to memorize, just certain death. On the subject of death, let's discuss how happy Amagon looks while it's happening to him. What an ass! And speaking of ass, he must be airing his out the way he's laying down dead like that with his arms and legs in the air. Ah, what a trip. Take a look at Amagon's unenthused face at the title screen. Pretty much says how I feel about the whole thing. In closing, Amagon, now play this game again? Probably not. But I like its creativity, and that's about it. Maybe someday I'll see past the second level. I doubt it. Until then, this game can stay marooned on the island that its protagonist is stuck on. Oh, and it can fuck itself. Amagon to play it again? Get it? Just say no, or else. NARC was released in 1988 by Williams Entertainment and Arcades. It showcased digitized characters portrayed by actors implemented into the game, which was later improved upon and popularized by the Mortal Kombat series, but was perfected in Pit Fighter. Just kidding. NARC was quite controversial when it was first released. It's super violent, as you can see. So we play as Max Force and Hitman, if you're doing 2 players, who've been dispatched by Washington to eliminate the drug lord Mr. Big at all costs. And they do mean at all costs. Because enough is enough, and it's time for a change! Anyway, a few years later the game was ported to the NES. Very surprising, as at the time Nintendo was notorious for their unbelievably strict censoring. This is the version I'm most familiar with. I used to rent it from the video store frequently in my youth. It left a lasting impression on me, and by that, I mean it fucking traumatized me, for numerous reasons. As if the harsh anti-drug message wasn't enough, this game is fucking brutally difficult. Well, fuck that. It's been 20 years, I'm finishing this fucking game. This is actually a really good home console port. The graphics and animation are great. The music is catchy as fuck. The controls are decent until you realize... Firing your rockets, assault rifle, jumping and ducking each had their own designated button on the arcade cabinet. The NES controller only has the A and B buttons, usually used for basic commands. Obviously, the start button would pause the game, and to have to reach over to the select button wouldn't make much sense. So they instead gave 2 commands to each button. You have to swiftly tap each button to execute each alternate command. And when I say tap, I mean your fucking finger better barely be on that fucking button for less than a quarter of a second. You know what? Don't even glance at the button, because even the speed of your fucking eyesight is too slow for this game to register. It sucks at first, but you get used to it. Kinda. It's the best they could do. It's only 2 buttons, so whatever. Anyway, Max Payne is on the hunt, cleaning the streets, collecting evidence, bags of drugs, drug money. I really hope he's turning that stuff in. We're arresting junkies, blowing them away, or apart. Damn! You collect colored keys that take you to the next level, each with a fun new drug addict to gun down. Like the pillhead hobos and Hypo Man who throws fucking syringes that stick in you. And of course, fucking dogs that stick to you like in Total Recall. What the fuck, can I ever not think of that fucking game? When you shoot the dogs, they just shrink and run scared shitless. What the hell? Good old Joe Rockhead dropped the PCP tag from his name, obviously. Understandable, it's a home console. Not sure how much Nintendo oversaw of the game, but it's just funny to see little things like drug names taken out. Oh, but the violence is in full force, that's okay. It probably was the timeless, age-old message. Don't do drugs or a blue guy and a red guy are going to fucking kill you. No wonder later in life I became straight edge. This game fucking scared the shit out of me. Oh, fuck! I swear, this whole playthrough, I was in the fucking car for a total of about 3 seconds, every time. Alright, come on, take it slow. Take it slow. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, crackheads took the time to fucking lay mines on a bridge. Okay. Oh, God, alright, finally. Alright, on to level 4, so let's see who our perp is. Kinky Pinky. Yeah, it's a creepy, horny clown who likes pornography. I have never seen a knife-wielding clown hanging around when I'm at the adult store. I mean, what? If only Kinky Pinky knew, like 20 years later, you could watch porn for free on a contraption called the internet. You can't arrest Kinky Pinky, so because he likes porn, he deserves death as his only option. Looks like I'm screwed then. I love how when you hit Kinky Pinky with a rocket, he goes flying through the air like a wailing dildo. Sorry, I can't stop saying Kinky Pinky. There's Kinky Pinkies everywhere! Giant bugs. Alright, you gotta be on drugs to play this game. Ah! What the hell is that? Someone's dick? Oh, it's a finger. Oh, it's Kinky Pinky's pinky? Alright, let's try this again. Even with 2 players, this game is hard as fuck. And why is Hitman black, but on the main screen he's white? Who the fuck are you? Nice one. Great. Ah, fuck this. There's gotta be a code. Oh, there is. Hold down BA Start and Select at the title screen, then press diagonally up and right on the D-pad to unlock the ability to use continues. A code to unlock the ability to continue. Why not have that be a standard fucking option? Why is the helicopter that drops me off on the bridge the same one trying to kill me? Why does the game tell me to enjoy killing the army vet pothead? That's a little extreme. Then again, I suppose it makes sense since I'm supposed to kill a clown because he watches porno. Okay, so we're at Mr. Big's office, the final stretch. Bring it on, Big. Oh hey, Kinky Pinky's back. It takes us through numerous hallways leading to his office, where we have to fight all his junky henchmen all over again. When you reach Mr. Big, it's revealed he's a guy in a wheelchair. Oh, that's just what I want on my fucking conscience. Shooting a cripple. So we just keep blasting away at him, knocking him off his wheelchair. Oh, that sounds nice. And he crawls away. After about, I think it's 3 times, how many wheelchairs does this asshole have? He finally gives up the gold key that, takes you to the end, I guess. You gotta be kidding me. Mr. Big lives? Oh, come on, I'm all fired up. I bet he's in some giant fucking wheelchair now. Let's go! Or he's a giant head that spits tongues out at you. Yeah, tongues! Look at this fucking shit. There's no fucking strategy. Get the fuck away from me. This is bullshit! So you have to jump and time your button taps perfectly to hit Mr. Big in his sunglasses with your rockets. Sounds impossible? Yeah, it is, thanks to these fucked up controls! So if hell does freeze over and you do manage to knock his glasses off, that was all luck right there. He shoots fire out of his eyes. Yeah, because spitting out tongues was too logical. I'm just gonna assume you keep pelting him with rockets. Okay, you have to be on drugs to understand this game. You have to be on drugs! Alright, come on, asshole, come on. Alright, couple of well-placed shots, and Mr. Big goes down. Take that, you dirty doper. Yeah! 20 fucking years later! Beat the game, ransack Mr. Big's gold collection from his vault. For all the hell we've gone through, they award us with a shitload of extra lives. Great. Yeah, that shit wouldn't have come in handy like fucking 5 minutes ago. This game makes me want to do drugs. Holy shit, it's max force! What was that I heard about wanting to do drugs? I was just kidding! Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Okay, what are you, RoboCop? I was kidding. This game sucks. I don't have anything good to say about it. I'm just gonna show it to you, and I guess hope for the best. Number one arcade hit? Arcade hit my ass! Nothing about this piece of shit is number one, except for number one piece of turd! Where do I begin? Well, first of all, I have no idea what's going on. I think we're supposed to be two guys sparring against each other. Why do they have to look exactly the same? What are they, fucking twins? Maybe it's supposed to be some deep metaphor and the main character is supposed to confront some inner turmoil or something and the red guy is some physical embodiment of his strife. Or maybe the developers were too fucking lazy to make two separate fucking heads for the fucking sprites! Whatever, it's one of the first ever one-on-one fighting games for the NES, I think, so I'll try and be easy on it. So the white guy and the red guy... Wait a minute, you call that red? If anything, that's more of an Amagon maroon. Or maybe I'm just fucking colorblind. The computer, or player 2, plays as the maroon red guy, and by player 2, I mean good luck getting someone to play this piece of turd with you. You'd have a better chance of getting a friend to take an actual shit out of the toilet that you just took and fucking play with it. The amazing controls on this game are less responsive than the fucking piece of feces that you and your friend are playing with that you fucking pulled out of the toilet, you sick fucks! Alright, I'm getting off subject. So these two guys just keep fighting each other while this old asshole watches and tells you what to do. Unlike most other fighting games, there's no life bar. Instead, you get grades for the different attacks, but I don't think the grades count towards your points, which you need 2 of to win the match. Or something. Okay, calm down, jackass. I love how when I get knocked down, I just, appear on another part of the ground. There's no falling animation, so when something hits you, you just become part of the terrain. After each bout, the winner has to break these flying vases that defy gravity. Huh? Why is this idiot hanging out in a tree? Why does this asshole keep dodging my kicks? Stop jumping, you douchebag! Why do these guys have such big noses? Jesus. Well, you do know what they say about guys with big noses.
We can smell a fucking fart from a mile away, so don't even bother trying to pin that shit on us.
Oh, look at that, I just busted him in his big fucking schnoz. That's not funny, that shit hurts when you got a honker that big.
Stop looking at my nose!
As poo as this game is, I have to hand it to the sound department. The theme song is fucking awesome. Listen to that, it's fucking badass! I feel like I'm in an 80s flick, it's so uplifting. Too bad I can't say the same about playing the fucking game. Even the creepy Jackie Chan guy's voice sounds pretty decent on the 8-bit NES. Okay, maybe not. So it would seem the developers spent the entire budget on the audio. Oh, and another thing, what the hell?
Alright, time to clean you out, shit stain. I get something for you. When in doubt, fart it out.
Okay, back in business. Now let's discuss the controls. B is punch, B is kick. A and B is jump, I guess. A is kick, A is other kick. Then I discover you push the D-pad in different directions with the buttons to do different attacks.
If only there was a button to save you from this shit. Hey, when you back away, he grooves like Elvis. I'm all shook up, whoa. Why does he walk like that? It looks like he's trying not to piss himself. Who the hell programmed the hit detection in this game? Stevie Wonder? Oh, come on. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Come on. Seriously? Terrific. Oh, so pressing forward and B make you do a half-assed hurricane kick that prevents you from turning around. What are you, fucking Zoolander? Turn left, you idiot! Ingenious. Fucking forward and B make you turn your back on your opponent. If it's a fucking reverse attack, shouldn't it be back and B, not forward and B? It's a fucking reverse attack! Why mix it up? Why can't I just use the fucking D-pad to turn back around? Why make it so complicated? I don't need to use a goddamn fucking button combination for something so simple! God, I'm gonna give myself a goddamn heart attack! Karate Kid's fucking terrible, but at least you can turn around! Oh, now he's doing it now? What the hell's going on? Alright, that's it. I have no idea how to play this game. No idea how to do the moves, how to turn around, how to dodge Jedi-controlled pottery, or who this asshole is! Look at that, he just flipped me off! Well, this one's going in the Total Recall pit. Oh! The early 90s were an amazing time for fighting games. Arcades were packed. I remember waiting in line for like an hour just for my turn to play Street Fighter 2 when it first came out. Or the excitement from the crowd when a new fatality in Mortal Kombat was discovered. When I first saw Scorpion take off his mask and set someone on fire, I almost shit my fucking pants. There was no internet back then, so special attacks, finishing moves, and all the secrets were all word of mouth, or you had to wait for the next magazine to come out each month. It was an incredible, unescapable fighting game craze. Most of these games saw home console ports, which I couldn't wait to fucking get. Bring home, have the power of the arcade in your living room, awesome. Holding tournaments with friends, it was pretty kick-ass. A lot of these were ports, like I said, but there were a few original ones too. Memories. But that's all that they are, memories. Some were good, some were bad. Here's a steaming example of one of the bad ones. Oh, you've never heard of this game? Well, consider yourselves lucky. I fucking hate this game! I used to rent this many times from the video store that I'm always yammering on about. Yeah, you heard me, many times. Numerous times. Later on, they had this piece of turd for sale. So what did I do? Like any sadomasochist, I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. It gets worse. So all those other systems come out, you know, PlayStation does its thing, N64, I move on, I build up another collection of video games. Then I move out on my own, years pass, PS3, 360, Xbox 360, the Wii comes out, so I have another collection, and as I moved, I must have sold this piece of shit, or traded it to some poor sap. I apologize if you see this. And it still was in like the back of my head. I think subconsciously my brain just like blacked it out from it, but I still kept remembering it. Parts of it. So there I am on my computer late one night, not watching porn. I glance over and I see I have Street Fighter next to Mortal Kombat. I'm like, putting those two names together, why does that sound familiar? And then it hit me. I fucking remembered. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Street Combat. Street Combat! That's what that piece of shit was called! So yeah, there's a fucking marketing ploy, trap. Yeah, what's the biggest games at the moment of the 90s? Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Let's just combine the names! Yeah, there you go! Oh, yeah, we can't go wrong! You went dead fucking wrong!
So like any normal grown man, I did what came natural. I bought it again! You wanna know how much I paid for it? 1 penny. 1 cent. Yeah, you're a penny. I paid more for shipping and handling than what you are worth. Here's 2 cents. You are worth less than 2 cents. That was my 2 cents. Now I'm gonna show you the game. Well, I was never accused of being too bright. Let's go.
Here we go. God help us. The title screen and graphics and art make me want to vomit. Look how fucking gross this looks. Well, let's meet some of the roster. Oh, I'm really scared. Yeah, no thanks. The fuck? When did Guile get a sword? Ah, cool, it's Nazi bot? What the hell? Well, that's some of the amazing supporting cast. The main character is Steven and Steven. 2 versions of Steven to be exact. First is his workout outfit that he wears to the gym. Second is his robot armor or something like that with his Cyclops glasses that looks like he's trying to be Ken from Street Fighter 2010. That's loosely based on Ken from Street Fighter 2, supposedly. Yeah, these games wish they were Street Fighter 2. Actually, Street Fighter 2010 is pretty good. Alright, let's get back into Street Combat. Confused yet? Ugh, just look at this boring versus screen. Actually, I take that back on a closer investigation. Street Combat was pretty innovative, look. Street Fighter set the standard, still to this day, for hand combinations resulting in special attacks, balance, and deep gameplay that wanted you to keep playing and investing into the game to get even better. Mortal Kombat, though not as deep, wowed us with its digitized actors playing the characters and its over-the-top gore. Yeah, look at all that blood. And then we have Street Combat, which gave us none of that. Street Combat, in retrospect, gave us something else. The duck face. I have to say, I haven't seen a mullet that beautiful since Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China. Is it obvious I'm trying to stall? Anyway, I love how there's no idle animation for the characters, like in every other fighting game. Hello. I'll try to only spend about 30 seconds discussing the controls because they suck. Y punches, B kicks, A does a special move that you just push and all the guys do stupid attacks. And if you think you push up to jump like your normal instinct would be in any other fighting game known to man, it doesn't. Up doesn't do shit. You have to push fucking X to jump. I fucking hate that. Why the fuck does there have to be a fucking jump button in a fucking fighting game? I fucking hate it, it's stupid, and I don't like it. Moving on. I love how the one black character's name is Tyrone. Why did they have to pick such a stereotypical name? We get it, he's black. What the hell happened with his legs? Looks like it's outside of his body. Take a look at his shitty walking animation. Poor Tyrone, did they even try? His hips keep going from attached to unattached. I do like how Tyrone squeezes out a fart when he presses the block button though. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Watch your hands, Tyrone. Hey, sorry bro. Why does he toss Steven into such a precarious position? Oh, Tyrone has a fireball attack. I wonder where they got that idea from. It sounds like he's grunting to push out a nasty shit. The characters all sound like they're bored out of their mind. I don't blame them. Did he just tell me to go away? Yeah, he did. Wow, what an asshole. Everything is just so boring, bland, and it actually makes me nauseous. Look at how enthralled the crowd is. Nobody wants to be here. See, Steve knows what I'm talking about. The battle arenas are typical, uninspired, boring as all hell. Except for the one level on the truck on the highway. That's pretty cool. I think the developers knew you were going to be mostly playing this turd alone, so they added a story mode where we play as Steven, and after each fight, Steven throws lame insults at his opponents. And he calls Tyrone a bro. What an ignorant douchebag.
I gotta take a dump. Come on, are you fucking serious? Jesus! How the hell did I forget about this?
Out of all the shit in this game I blacked out of my mind, why did the part where you fight a Japanese dwarf wizard named Happy hopping around on a speeding truck have to be one of them? Jesus Christ, this game must have done more damage to my brain cells than I thought. Well, back to the power of the internet. Apparently this game was set in the Ranma Half anime series, originally titled Ranma Half Neighborhood Combat Chapter. Huh, you learn something new every day. The publisher here in the States, Irem, was worried us Americans would be put off by the wacky original design of the anime. Anime wasn't huge back then like it is now, so they reskinned the entire game to make it appeal more to our simple, uncreative minds. Well, gee thanks, that actually makes it more offensive. Assholes. Instead, we get the token black guy, the ugliest bitch I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, you better keep that mask on. A pussy-ass clown in his pajamas who likes to hit you with his balls. I'd like to see him try that against Kinky Pinky. The painfully embarrassing army guy named fucking G.I. Jim welding a katana who fucking cries when he loses. Yeah. Okay, but I have to admit, Helmut, the Nazi robot, is fucking awesome. Whoa, hold on. So Irem changed the entire game because they thought the overly Japanese style would be too much for American gamers, but they still kept in Happy, the jumping Japanese midget wizard in the game? Or did they just throw him in there to fuck with us? Ugh, whatever, let's just keep going. We finish off the rest of Steve's opponents, fight Happy again. This time he's bouncing on his walking stick and he throws shit at you. Yeah, look, shit. If you were hoping that this piece of plastic diarrhea would redeem itself with some epic confrontation with a huge final boss, prepare to be disappointed. It's just Daredevil. And he throws dildos at you.
I'm not kidding, look.
Clear as day, one of those bendy dildo things. Alright, there goes Daredevil. I beat story mode. Oh, great ending. Yay! Oh, nice. I get a trophy. And what the hell? Congratulations. Wow. Ah, shit. Congratulations, Steven.
My name's not Steven.
You are a very worthy champion and a fine young man.
So I just got an English lesson and sexually harassed by a video game.
Yeah, I'd rather not. But if you feel like torturing yourself some more, the multiplayer is fucked too. 2 players can't select the same character. That's retarded. So you have to hold L and R and press start to access a debug menu where you can select the same fighter, choose different arenas and handicaps. Why the fuck do you have to do that just to access normal options that should be fucking standard as in any other fucking fighting game? What the fuck? That's just an extra step of bullshit. It's like in fucking NARC, I have to do that code just to be able to fucking continue. I have enough goddamn bullshit stress to deal with in my life as it is. I don't need to enter a fucking code just so me and a friend can pick the same character. On top of it all, this is the most boring menu screen I've ever seen in my life. You call this secret? Jesus Christ, how high do these letters and numbers go, and what the fuck do they even do? At least they give you the option to make Player 2 computer control, cause you'd have a better chance of tricking a friend into playing fucking Karate Champ than playing this shit with you.
I'll play? Jesus! When the hell did you get here?
Oh, I just stopped by to take a shit. Okay, see ya.
Wait a minute. Don't you owe me $10?
Maybe.
Sit down and play this turd with me and we'll call it even.
Okay. Wait, what game is it?
It's a surprise.
Whatever. Fuck this, here's your $10.
Just relax, we'll play like a match or two.
Fine. This is the most boring menu screen I've ever seen.
See?
Okay, so pick what guy you want to be.
I can't.
Just scroll through the names.
No, I literally can't. Look.
Player 2 has no control over what they choose.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Well, here, I have to pick your guy for you, so let's both be Helmut!
Alrighty. Adios.
Adios.
Adios. Oh shit, you alright?
Haha, and I still beat you.
Okay, I gotta go shit again.
Pause it.
I can't.
Player 2 can't select their own fighter, handicaps, maps. You can't even pause the game.
I know, what the hell?
What's next? Is the fucking game gonna keep us prisoner?
Wow. This piece of shit won't let this kid take a shit.
Well, looks like you're gonna have to hold it, so might as well do another match. What the hell? We can both be the midget guy?
Doing it.
Wait, who?
That's not fair. Why do you get to be on a stick?
How the hell should I know?
What are you doing? Jerking it off? You're gonna get splinters.
Sure.
Who is happy? Why is he dancing? Why are we both dancing? Why is he on a stick? Why is he pointing to the ground? Why is he huge? Why is he in this game?
Why are we still playing this game?
Good point. Okay, so everything about this game sucks. The graphics, the controls, the spelling, the sound. Except for that one song that makes my ass want to groove. Okay, happy is the only cool part about this game. Fuck everything else.
Why do you own it then?
Because I'm strange.
Or better yet, why did you buy it twice?
Just shut up and take the game out. Oh! Oh god, I was right! The game won't let us leave!
Save yourself.
Fuck this! Emperor Palpatine, what are you doing here? Something dark side.
Doing?
Nothing! Did you see anything?
Are you playing with your dolls again?
They're not dolls, they're collectibles! Wait, what time is it?
It's almost 6. Where are you going?
The game store before they close.
Yeah, but it's snowing.
Who gives a shit?
Don't you have enough games? What?
Hey, never mind.
I told you.
Well, I'm staying in. You guys want to play some video games?
Who are you talking to?
The audience.
Right.
Fucking snow. You know what the snow always made me think of? One thing. Not shoveling. Not, getting out of the driveway for work the next day. not being a homeowner and hoping your roof doesn't cave in and all that shit. It always made me think of one thing. The Battle of Hoth from fucking Star Wars, yep. Yeah, from Star Wars. One of my favorite fucking franchises of all time in existence. And my personal favorite episode, episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, come on. Like, what's not to like? It was a much darker storyline. Darth Vader reveals to Luke that he's his father. Yoda's in it. Boba Fett and the rest of the bounty hunters hunt after Han. That big fucking giant worm thing in the asteroid. But, come on, like, let's be honest. What do we all fucking care about? The giant fucking AT-AT robot things with 4 legs that invaded Hoth, the snow planet, looking for Luke and the rebels. That was the best part. Come on. That's what I think about when it snows out. I mean, am I the only one? I could go on forever about Star Wars, so instead I'm going to try and just focus on a couple of video games that showcase digital depictions of the Battle of Hoth, one of the most important battles in the entire mythology of the franchise. I'm going to start on the Nintendo, Empire Strikes Back, but look, like right on the cover, they just mainly showcase the AT-ATs on Hoth. Like, yep, it's in this game, you gotta get it, it's even on the back. So, before I fucking ramble on way too much, let's get started.
Empire Strikes Back on NES, released in March 93, I believe, for all of us who didn't have a Super Nintendo at the time. Let's see how she holds up today. We've got the main title, the opening storyline crawl. The cinematics look really good in the introduction. We begin, obviously, as Luke, riding through the treacherous fields of Hoth, trying to get back to Echo Base on his taunt. Okay, I'm trying to play a game here. Thank you, Sir Alec Guinness. I've seen the movies. I know what a lightsaber is. So I guess this is just after Luke gets loose from the Wampa, but apparently the Wampa told its children that it had with Cousin It to hide the fucking lightsaber in some random-ass fucking cavern you have to climb all the way up to. What a pain in the ass. When Luke has the lightsaber equipped on the Tauntaun, he's all like, I have the power! The grunting or flatulence coming out from the Tauntaun freaks me the hell out. Must be from all this weird fibery crap it keeps eating off the ground. What's this crap supposed to be anyway? That's what it looks like, a big steaming pile of poo. It's basically just health restoring for your Tauntaun. Speaking of, why does the Tauntaun instantly decompose when it dies? I'm blaming Scorpion.
Fatality.
Just how many probe droids did Vader send here? Obsessed. And why does Luke walk on the water before he sinks? What is he, fucking Jesus? Does the water have to think before it decides to swallow him up? The controls take a little getting used to. You can't just easily shoot and move like in Contra. Luke just pretty much picks wherever the fuck he wants to shoot, stops, stalls, and basically does whatever the hell he wants. The jumping is pretty shitty. It's more of a hop. Look at him, he looks like a fucking jackrabbity jackass. There's a slight delay before the actual jump, so you need to learn the timing just right, which isn't easy when there's moving platforms you have to jump to that move at various speeds while being attacked in every fucking direction. After 5 minutes of frustration, you'll realize that holding down the duck button for a few seconds makes you flash and lets you do a higher jump just like in Mario 2 to reach further platforms or jump over enemies. Get the fuck away from me! In the time it takes for you to take down one of the bigger Wampas with your blasters, you'll be able to watch all 6 fucking Star Wars movies. So instead, switch to the lightsaber, but that still takes forever too. Each one has a safe spot like this where they can't touch you, so just sit back, relax, and pick away at their health for the next hour.
Nowhere to watch.
The hell? That Wampa just farted in Luke's face.
Wow, what an asshole. Literally. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Oh wait, that was a Tauntaun. Fuck that whole joke.
Okay, so I killed the last Wampa, I'm collecting the hairballs he's spitting out, fought a huge-ass probe droid, then it's on to Han telling me to join the Battle of Hoth. Well damn, that was fast. Nice to see you too. Whatever, who cares? This Battle of Hoth is awesome. It kind of borrows from the Empire Strikes Back game for Atari, just flying back and forth in your snowspeeder, taking down AT-ATs, which there's about 11 of, as opposed to the 2 or 3 in the film. So, you're given 5 tow cables to bring down the AT-ATs, just like in the movie. Yeah, stay down, motherfucker. Once they've fallen, you can blow their heads off and you earn an extra continue each time. Although, you can only collect 5 continues as your max, it's still satisfying as all hell to hear that fanfare chime in. Once you're out of tow cables, it gets a little redundant because all you have is your blasters and it takes a million fucking shots and a million fucking passes to take these assholes down. When you eventually get shot down, and you will, it ain't over, baby. You get to run like fuck on foot to the next AT-AT, which takes like 6 goddamn hours. Run faster!
Come on, use the force! What the fuck? Jesus, it's fucking midnight? Fuck this! Yeah, I was forced to use the force to force down the fucking D-pad with tape to keep Luke walking so I can fucking go to bed. And it's working. He's moving. Good night. Oh yeah. Nope. Wow, he's still going. Fucking course!
Okay, finally! Alright, watch this. Luke takes down the AT-AT single-handedly with his lightsaber, just like in the film. How can you not think that's awesome? One weird thing though, after it explodes in the background behind you, Luke can still jump in the air and take out the AT-AT's head with his lightsaber. Isn't he in the foreground, like 20 football fields away from the thing? Whatever, still awesome. Eventually at some point, a random snowspeeder comes and picks you up to help you take down the remaining 653 AT-ATs. Then it's on to Echo Base. Home to ladders that lead you to nowhere. Bullshit fucking aerial platforms that take forever to come back to you if you miss them. Come on. And of course we can't forget about the electrified spike pits the rebels left behind. Yeah, thanks. I guess they really didn't want anyone getting in here. There's AT-STs hanging around, but not too sure how they got inside with all these ladders and dead ends everywhere. When you take these dickheads down, or if you can find an unmanned one, you get to pilot it. How cool is that? Die, you heathens! Look, you could even make the AT-ST headbang!
Whoa.
I don't remember the AT-STs being pimped out with hydraulics. How many concussions do you think Luke has from banging his head around from this thing jumping all over the place? I'm suffering from brain trauma too. All these goddamn death traps. I've been lost for about a half hour, and I can't get past this fucking mega rocket AT-ST. That didn't take long. Thing's impossible. And game over. I love how when you run out of lives, they roll the credits, which you'd think they usually do when you complete a game. Nope, not here. They're like, well, you fucked up. Game over. It's all your fault. Nice one, Luke. The Force will be with you. Always. Yeah, and so will herpes. Probably a good time to move on. Super Empire Strikes Back for the SNES, also released in 1993. The force is strong with this game, and so is the force of the erection of my pants when I first played this 16-bit gem. Yup, this little gray piece of plastic has it all. Great graphics, the music's phenomenal. It's still hard as all hell though. I'm talking about the game's difficulty, not my penis. This one at least lets you change the difficulty level, thank God, because the NES version seems to only have a beyond bullshit mode. Although it's still challenging, even on easy. A plus though, as opposed to the NES version, we don't have to search for the fucking lightsaber this time. I think Luke picked up some of his attack animation from Amagon. He even pouts his ass out when he's deflecting shots by pressing down and Y. We miss you, Amagon. Wherever you are. As before, we begin our journey traversing the snowy fields and caverns of Hoth, surrounded by everything that could possibly be considered hostile. We've got snow hogs, snow porcupines, Minox I think, the killer shrimp plants from Beetlejuice, asshole sentient stalagmites and crystals that pop up whenever the fuck they feel like it, whatever the hell this thing is, albino Chewbacca's, and Frosty's snowballs. What the hell, what did they run out of ideas? Yeah, they did. Electric eels. On an ice planet. Oh, and piranhas too. The bosses in this game are fucking huge. I have no idea what the hell this thing's supposed to be, but it's still pretty cool. The Tauntaun in this version doesn't sound terrifying like it does in the NES. He even waits for you to come out of the cave. Aww, he's so cute. Another plus, the controls are much more fluent in this game. The firing of your weapon is way easier as opposed to the random bullshit in the NES version. But in the Luke stages, you have the option of using the lightsaber, which you're obviously going to be using a lot more than your blaster. It's pretty easy to dominate everything on the screen when you have it equipped. It makes you feel like a jumping, genuine Jedi badass. Hey, where the hell did my Tauntaun go? Scorpion, you son of a bitch.
Friendship. Friendship?
I'm not gonna be a friend, you killed my Tauntaun, get out of my game! I'm surrounded by an ocean now? Just how far was Luke away from Echo Base anyway? That Wampa must have dragged him pretty far, huh? Oh shit, it's the father of the probe droids. Fucking eels, go away, you have an entire ocean to yourselves, leave me alone. This thing takes forever to kill, but when you finally knock its legs off, it gets pissed and starts leaking lava out of its dick at you. Take this bastard down, then Luke takes a quick pit stop at Echo Base to get his snow speeder, unlike the NES version, which I have to point out again, where he just goes right into the battle instead of stopping at the base. Kinda bugs me. At least this one got the continuity right. And here we are, folks. Glorious 3D Mode 7 effects provided by the SNES. That's not a dig, I'm pretty sure I pissed my pants the first time I saw this in action. Though, I have to point out how flat Hoth's terrain is suddenly. I mean, what happened to all those canyons and oceans that gave me hell before? And these speeder guys are dicks! Pressing L or R releases your tow cables in the corresponding direction, and the Y button fires your blue balls. There's 5 AT-ATs in this battle, as opposed to the 50 in the NES version. They're a little easier to take down this time, thanks to having unlimited tow cables. They probably thought it was tricky enough maneuvering 360 degrees around the walkers. Takes a little bit to get used to, but you get the hang of it. Another thing I just noticed, similar to the NES game, it's down to just Luke to fend off the walkers by himself. The other pilots seem to have hightailed it and ditched him. Pussies. So now they want me to fly into the final AT-AT's ass. Wait, that makes 6 of them now. Whatever. Wow, this thing's really just pouting it out for me. I hope it doesn't fart in my face. Okay, and now it's a side-scroller. I was basically crashing into the thing's ass, and now I'm like 20 miles away from it again. And there goes my speeder. I swear, if this thing takes 11 hours to get to the AT-AT like in the NES game, I'm gonna headbutt myself on the balls. Well, that wasn't too bad. So we climb up this thing's leg, make our way inside, progress our way up through a couple of floors in the interior. Eventually, Luke makes his way on top of the AT-AT. Wait a minute, why is it just holding still? Did it run out of gas? Huh, imagine that scenario calling for gas for a fucking million-ton walking battle station. Hey, can one of you guys on the Star Destroyer come meet us to refuel?
Possibly. What is your current location?
We're stuck in an AT-AT without gas, stranded on Hoth.
Fuck that! Absolutely not. We will be informing Lord Vader of your insolence immediately.
Oh shit. Dude, I told you we should have put in more than $5 worth. Would you shut the hell up? Alright, anyway, we make it to the front end of the AT-AT to fight the cockpit. Wait, first I was flying towards his ass, clear as day, then using standard side-scrolling geometry, I'm going to assume during the 2D segment, including where Luke's running and fighting through the AT-AT, nothing but the characters change direction. So, if everything is in the same fixed viewing perspective, why the fuck is the AT-AT's head on the left side when it should be on the right? The damn thing never turned around. It ran out of gas or whatever, remember? Anyway, we fight the cockpit, like I said, which is the easiest boss ever. Watch. Just block with your saber, and the dumbass AT-AT will do the rest. Why isn't anyone saying to the gunner, hello, the guy that Vader's looking for is right on top of us, he's fucking deflecting our shots right back at us, stop firing, asshole. Look, they just killed themselves, what the hell's going on in there?
You idiot! I said fire a warning shot across his nose, not up ours.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
We now see Han escaping Echo Base, looking for Princess Leia, fighting off Transformers and giant spiders that can fuck themselves. Why in the love of God does it always have to be fucking spiders? Han, we're at war here. What the hell are you doing? It looks like he's fucking tickling himself. I hate this retarded flying vehicle with S&M chains. It fucking killed me like 50 times. Bullshit. Ugh. Oh my God. And this is on easy.
What the fuck? Ah!
At least the developers were kind enough to give you the opportunity to upgrade your blaster into the Seeker weapon, which you definitely want. It's like they knew they fucked up and made this boss way too hard and said, yeah, fuck it. It'll take too long to reprogram the AI. Just have them continue next to a stronger weapon. Oh, but make sure it's hidden inside a fucking box so they can't easily find it, like they haven't been through enough bullshit as it is. What the fuck? Yeah, it's fucking torture. Maybe that's why it has fucking S&M chains. I swear, if I don't get it this time, this Super Nintendo is going right out the fucking window. Let's see, hopefully the 736th fucking time is the charm. Ah, finally, take that stupid thing and have a happy ride all the way to hell. Then we fight a jumping AT-ST that's 100 times easier. There's some great gameplay balance. I bet the same cross-eyed bastard that Luke beat in the AT-AT's piloting this thing. What a piece of shit. And there's Princess Leia. Oh, good. Well, that means we can move on. She's still got some surprises in her, huh?
Ooh, who's he talking about? Give that bitch my number.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the Millennium Falcon, his ship. Okay, well, now it's time for some motherfucking gold. Shadows of the Motherfucking Empire for Nintendo 64. Based on the novel that takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The game follows the path of Dash Rendar, a freelance smuggler hired to help search for Han Solo after Boba Fett took him away. This guy was so badass, while the Empire was invading Hoth, Dash was delivering supplies to Echo Base, and he stayed to help fight. Pretty noble too. I probably would have ran like a bitch. So quite obviously, I think we all know where this game begins. You guessed it, the Battle of Hoth. And good God, was it glorious. Forget about that erection I mentioned when I played Empire Strikes Back on Super Nintendo. When I first was exposed to this, I jizzed and shit my fucking pants. Then passed out. Kinda like this. This was beautiful. And for the first time, this scene from the movie was really brought to life. In a video game, at least. The Snowspeeder's controls are smoother than Jabba the Hutt's bowel movements. Bringing down the AT-ATs with your tow cable is amazing. It switches to a cinematic view to make it easier and more, well, cinematic. It really makes you feel like you're part of the movie. I wouldn't recommend changing camera angles when you're trying to bring down the AT-ATs, especially the cockpit view, or else this usually happens.
Fatality.
Fuck you, Scorpion! As enjoyable as this scene was recreated in the last two games I mentioned, they could be a little tedious and ended up running a little bit longer than they should have. This one I feel got everything right. It's a perfect warm-up for the rest of the action in the game. Oh wow, and would you look at that, you actually have teammates this time helping you out. Not essential for completing the level, but a nice cosmetic touch at least. And what video game adaptation of the Battle of Hoth would be complete without an escape from Echo Base mission following shortly thereafter? Shadows of the Empire is no different. We see Dash here has been left behind and has to evacuate himself.
Did you know that this guy, Lax Sivrak from the Cantina scene in episode 4, the Wolfman guy, was also at Echo Base trying to look for his girlfriend? They were both trying to escape too. Oh, you knew that? Fine, fuck you then.
Back to Shadows of the Empire, we've got Dash running through the hallways of Echo Base, jumping chasms, whatever the fuck they're called. It's not as easy as it looks, because Dash's jumping blows ass. He hovers in the air, and you can change where you're facing, but not the direction of your momentum, so half the time you end up flying and careening off cliffs to your death. Well, I guess they don't call him Dash for nothing. Get it? Dash's shitty jumping isn't the only obstacle you have to overcome. There's also probe droids, wampas, and snowtroopers in your way before you get to the end. Not a single transformer or fucking robot spider in sight. Thank God for that. Wampa fight! Oh shit! Oh, and you'll never guess in a million years who the boss is. Here's a hint. Thankfully it's not this asshole again. Nope, it's just another ATST. How the hell do these assholes keep getting in here anyway? After all these years, you'd think that they'd try something a little different like they did in the SNES game, but what the hell are you gonna do? You know, I kinda always thought that when the ATST walks, it sounds like it's saying boom boom ch, jury duty, boom boom ch, jury duty. Or maybe it's just me. Alright, so we finish off this asshole, get to Dash's ship, bay doors open, and Dash gets away, and there you have it. Another happy evacuation from Echo Base. Like the Super Nintendo game, Shadows of the Empire lets you set your difficulty level. And just like those past Star Wars games, all the higher difficulties are hard as balls. Take the Jedi difficulty for instance. I have 41 lives somehow, and I still can't get past Echo Base. You wanna see me get pissed? Watch this. What the fuck? One hit and you're almost fucking dead already. You die within 2 to 3 shots. It's fucking impossible. How the hell are you supposed to make any progress? If you've actually beaten this on fucking Jedi without cheating, I don't believe you. You definitely fucking sold your soul or made a pact with the fucking devil. Oh my god, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's not even fucking fun to play. Shit like this makes me want to break the goddamn game. One shot drains all your fucking shields. This is bullshit programming! Oh my, fuck this! That's it, I'm fucking cheating. Your fucking bullshit game doesn't want to play fair? Well, neither do I. Turning to the dark side of the internet, I'm reminded about a code you can use that activates a debug menu within the game. And no, I ain't talking about lame, stupid-ass street combat debug mode. Okay, now that I can breathe again, make a new save game and name it Wampa Stompa, case sensitive. Make note of the blank spaces, you don't want to forget about those, they're important. Otherwise, you fucked up and the code won't work. Set the difficulty to medium and then start the game. Then you're gonna want to set your controls from standard to traditional. Resume gameplay, and if you're playing on the Battle of Hoth, wait until the ATSTs appear. When the gameplay resumes, press left on the D-pad and the C right button, followed by up on the D-pad. Now keep pressing the C right button to switch your camera views, and then BAM! You're an ATST. Up, left, and right on the D-pad are used for the ATST's movements, while pressing down is for attacking. Die, you Imperial scum! Alright, let's see what else this thing can do. What the hell? Where am I going? Where in the hell am I? Return? Return to what? What the fuck just happened? This thing's going ape shit. Well, I did say I was gonna break the game. I'm pretty sure I just did. Let's move on to Echo Base before I have a goddamn seizure. Here we can play as a Wampa. Wee-oh. Yo. While also possessing the soul of a snowtrooper. You still control dash with the analog stick, so if you're like quadruple jointed, you can probably control both. Whoa, 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 wait a second.
So with this code activated, you could theoretically make this into a 2-player game. Ah!
Hey, buddy, how's it going? What?
How did you get... How long have you been... Well, fuck it, you're here now, so you're playing with me. But the game, relax.
Yeah, the game.
So, like, it's 2 o'clock on a Monday. Why are you still wearing PJs?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
If you're sleeping under my fucking couch, where's your pajamas?
Dude, you and I both know I sleep in the nude.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, so I'm used to playing a game with a whole controller. How the fuck do I do this?
Use the D-pad, like, up, left, and right moves you, I think, and down fucking shoots. Like what you're doing right now. And I'm gonna shoot the wall.
Alright, well, I think I got this wall under control.
Yeah, and I think I have this air.
Are we being shot at?
Yeah, run, run.
Wait, what? Down? I'm trying to go down, but down shoot.
Where the fuck am I?
I don't know, it's your game.
Alright, hold on. Oh, fucking Christ.
Alright, I was trying to go down, and down is shoot.
Well, that
doesn't make any sense.
That one wasn't you, I think. Alright, shoot this guy, he's shooting at me. I see you in the corner.
Wait, no, is that...
Kill him.
How can you tell which one's me? Oh.
Alright,
Okay, I guess that one is me.
Whoops.
Can't help it, we all look the
I'm
same.
gonna get this guy. Alright, it's clear over here, I think.
Alright, wait. Oh, that was...
Kid,
that
what the
was-
fuck?
That was you. Whoops.
Who are you talking to now?
We're just playing video games.
Okay, I guess I'll leave you two alone then.
Martin's here, by the way. What's so strange about 2 grown men sharing the same joystick?
I don't know, man. It feels natural. I'll just never understand women.
Alright.
Alright, hold on. Where
I'm
am
getting pretty good at shooting this wall.
I can tell, yeah. Just shoot the wall, not me, at least. Alright, I'll get that guy. I think we have to keep it on this camera angle, and I'm getting shot in the ass.
Not me. Not me.
No, that wasn't you.
What?
Oh, I think I just killed you.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Hold on. Alright,
And
shoot.
what?
Now I'm dead.
What? Alright.
Alright, that must be the new you. Wait,
So
alright, hold on. What the
I'm-
fuck?
I'm
Alright,
in a-
there you are.
I'm in a room. Is that a mirror? No, that's a guy.
Yeah.
Alright. I thought they looked the same.
They look so goddamn the same. Alright, I'm coming to
Yeah.
get you. Hold on. Almost there. I'm almost there, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking camera. Alright.
So
That's you.
You have to open the door.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Green.
So I
means
can't
go.
open. I can't open any doors.
Nope. Fucking stormtroopers are retarded.
Great.
He just meant to shoot things. Alright, come
And
on.
Do it poorly.
Kid.
Oh well. Again, I'm used to being able to open doors in games, so
And having separate screens.
And-
Oh.
All right. Please tell me you didn't just close that in my face.
Nope. Alright, I'm gonna look down at your shoes.
Yeah.
Some fancy
You
shoes
like
you're
'em?
wearing.
You like them?
Oh god. Alright, let's go. Yeah.
All right. No.
Wow.
The door. You need to.
Oh god,
get,
I'm getting shot.
You need to get the door. Don't
Kid
shoot
can-
me. It's me.
Kid can shoot walls, but can't shoot a fucking door open.
Right. So.
Yeah,
we'll just
walk into
keep
the wall.
Going this way.
I just disappeared. What the fucking
What is
holy
with this
hell is
kid?
going on?
Wait, you're getting shot, I think.
I swear to God if that was you. Oh my fucking God.
I could not see.
Horse shit. But true.
Oh, great.
And now the camera's following you again.
It should be following the guy that can open doors.
And now I think I'm stuck in the room, am I? Okay, it looks like you're by yourself. I can't do shit.
Look at this.
Kill him. Kill your brother.
I'm a marksman.
Oh, no, I did make it out because he's shooting me, I think.
Yeah.
There I am.
Yeah.
What?
Doing a little dance. I got that.
Wow. Shooting him.
Yeah. See that?
Now I'm gonna go claim your the dead body, because watch this. I'm going to teabag your battle trophy and kick my leg out.
That's just not right.
That's disgusting.
That's disgraceful.
That's very...
No respect for the dead.
Oh, wow. Look at that dissolve. It's almost like we're not even playing it.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
almost like
edited that.
we're like editing it, but we're playing this game
and
live.
Yes, just like that. Now you shoot that guy.
I shot him.
And I'm gonna shoot the
I don't
box.
know, why can't I shoot like more than once? There we go.
And why can't I go around your hitbox, which must be 20 fucking feet of radius or something, some mathematical equation.
All right, I got this guy. I'm clearing house.
Nice. Come on, get
this.
And you're dead. I don't know if I
think
killed you.
You shot me. Why are you running into the Turk?
And now I'm dead again.
And green-faced guy.
Alright, well, Shadows of the Empire is definitely not a fucking two-player game.
Well, it can't be when you keep killing your teammate.
You fucking killed me like 3 times, kid!
Whatever. You have fun with this? I gotta go to class. Be a productive member of society. Peace.
Yeah, well, thanks for playing. Next time, why don't you let me know in advance if you're fucking coming over rather than sleeping under my fucking couch like a fucking weirdo just randomly grabbing my joystick out of nowhere!
Hey, man. You wrote the script. And a little word of advice, you should probably put some real clothes on. You're freaking me out with those PJs.
I'm gonna kill this kid. Alright, well, now that we put that behind us, we might as well keep going and see what else we can do with this debug code, huh?
Now, pause the game. This is where it gets a little intense and tricky. Now, hold down all the C buttons, the L and R buttons, also the Z trigger, and left on the D-pad. And that's still not everything. Now you have to slightly tilt the analog stick to the left for 5 seconds, then slightly to the right for 5 seconds, then again to the left, then right, then finally the left again, while holding down all of those buttons. I'm not kidding. Now how in the green hell do they expect anybody to pull that off?
Watch and observe.
Now see, that ping sound means that it's working.
That's it. That's my one use for my giant gargantuan fucking nose. At least it came in handy. It's my one skill. Fuck my life!
That pink font means that the debug code is active, so let's fuck around and see what we can do. Here we have Dash when he was in Dazed and Confused. He isn't gonna last too long standing out like that against the pale, icy color palette of Echo Base. Told you. Get a job, hippie. What the? Why does it say turtle? Right. Kill Dash. I wonder what that does.
I am a god!
Where am I? Hell? What was that? Oh shit, now I'm in Silent Hill. What in the name of... Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I think we should probably stop because I'm getting legitimately scared.
I just want to mention a couple more, like the fanboy, heart attack-inducing Battlefront games. Holy fuck. Just full-on warfare on a ginormous scale, not to mention multiplayer. Again, we'll stick to Hoth. You can be different classes such as snowtroopers, heavy infantry, Bothan spies, even the dark troopers that Kyle Katarn fought in Dark Forces. Wait a second, now that I think about it, those Dark Forces sound effects sounded kind of familiar. Shadows of the Empire, you cheap bastards. Back to Battlefront. Now you can actually pilot and command every vehicle on the battlefield. Snowspeeders, Tauntauns, AT-STs, even the fucking AT-ATs. Holy mother. Die, you rebel scum. Besides capturing command points, in Battlefront 2 there's even more modes, like Capture the Flag, or one where it gives you the option to be a Wampa and you can fucking overrun Echo Base. And of course you can dominate the battlefield as Darth Vader. Enough said. In the Jedi Academy game, your character ventures to Hoth many years later, where you can see the old wreckage from the Rebels' defeat and visit the long-abandoned Echo Base. That game also had some fun multiplayer of its own. Yep, featuring maps taking place on Hoth. The game still to this day has an active online community. Not surprising because the lightsaber combat and force powers are so entertaining to use while in battle. So there's a few examples of ways you could be a part of one of the franchise's most iconic battles from a competitive multiplayer standpoint.
You know, speaking of competitiveness, I kinda always thought that map Meltdown from Halo 4 with its snowy, icy terrain and weather made me think of Hoth. With everybody running around shooting at each other and the giant robot mech thing, the Mantis that you can pilot. It kinda looks like Hoth to me. Take a gander, shall we? No, you don't think so? Alright, let me just overlay some snow effects in and dub over some Star Wars music. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. Monkeys in the back! Roll the tape! No? Still not having it? Sorry, you know me, I just had to sneak in a Halo reference.
Okay, just one more, I promise. The Force Unleashed. Like Shadows of the Empire, this game follows its own plot, taking place in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And it is fucking awesome. You play as Starkiller, Darth Vader's secret apprentice, but I won't get too into the story, I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't played it yet. Plus, I could do an entire episode on just this game alone. Well, and its sequel too. Anyway, I want to bring up this game because it has a bonus mission in an alternate reality where the apprentice kills Vader and takes his place as the Emperor's right hand. And where's this bonus mission? You guessed it, the Battle of Hoth. Look at this. Look at this! Thank God I was eased into this evolution of Star Wars games into my debatable adulthood. Forget those erections and pants jizzing and shitting moments I told you about before. Back then, if I was immediately introduced to this, my penis would blast off from my body into space while suffering a massive heart attack and then exploding. Or something like that. Oh my God. He just took out a snowspeeder with his lightsaber while riding an AT-AT into battle. My simple brain can't repel epicness of this magnitude, so I better stop. So, a quick recap. What have we learned, kids? A father searching for his son on a remote ice planet inhabited by terrifying and nonsensical wildlife where a group of rebels had a secret base discovered by a pervert robot which led to an invasion causing the good guys to suffer a major defeat. So there was a massive evacuation which was somewhat successful thanks to a few heroes who stayed till the last minute so transports could get away. All was said and done many years later, this guy helped rebuild the Jedi Academy with Luke, in which one of their Padawans went to the previously mentioned ice planet on a mission also being ransacked by a bunch of crazy bastards who were playing war games. And no, I'm not talking about these war games, but also in a different reality, this guy led the invasion and not this guy. Whew! All that splintered out because of one scene in a movie. Now don't ask me to do long division. What are you, fucking crazy? I can't remember that shit.
Well, I think that's enough for today. Once I get started on Star Wars, like I said, I could go on forever. I wonder if it's still snowing outside, actually. That's weird. It's almost like the seasons changed overnight. Well, that's New England weather for you. Anyway, happy Star Wars Day, guys. May the Force and the Fourth be with you. Should probably put some clothes on.
First-person shooters. It's hard to imagine there was a time when one of gaming's genre juggernauts didn't exist. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you with a history lesson. That's what the internet's used for. Well, that and mostly porn. Just as every genre has had its time on top, like the fighting game craze I mentioned a while back, the very end of the 90s to basically this current moment in time, the first-person shooter seems to have dominated the mainstream. Hated by some, loved by many, but a constant popular scapegoat for real-world atrocities. Because according to, let's say, Doom logic, going by the view screen of the player character's perspective, they're holding a gun as close as possible to their chest or neck, can't look up or down, not to mention the game auto-aims for you. Plus, the game takes place in hell, where there seems to be human weaponry scattered all over the place while you're shooting demons. There you go, that's like, what, 3 or 4 cartoony examples of how Doom isn't gonna turn you or I into a crazy person? Then again, I can't really speak for everyone, plus I'm a bad example. I was already crazy and messed up to begin with. I mean, this one time... Wait a minute, I'm getting off subject. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, first-person shooters. So, yeah, I can't say we've seen it all because we haven't. But we sure as hell have seen a lot throughout the years. We've been here, we've been there, we've been to outer space, galaxies far, far away, World War II, Vietnam, arena shooters, competitive shooters, not to mention fantastic campaigns where sometimes you even take part of actual historical battles, such as storming the beaches of Normandy. Whoops. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Alright. Ridiculously over the top to real life events. We've been to hell and told the devil, we're not gonna take it. Even time for a little R&R. Shut up, it's just a video game. A little less serious, but that's okay, because there's something for everybody. So there you go, thousands of games, millions of enemies, millions of guns, countless great stories, and an unending amount of memories. And you may be thinking, we've seen it all, but like I said, we haven't. You know what I want to see as a premise?
How about a group of fucked up aliens hijacks a ship, crashes it on that planet, kidnaps everybody, the captain, the crew, military forces, everybody. But the only one that got left behind is the ship's chef. And by himself, he has to lead a rescue mission to rescue his crewmates from the aliens, armed only with his frying pan and his bare feet, but he puts on slippers to run faster. That premise kind of sounds familiar. PO'd. I gotta show you guys this one. But first, you wanna know what gets me PO'd? Take a look at this. This big-ass case is what the old-school PS1 games first came in. Then they switched to these, just plain jewel case plastic. So what do you get when you go from this and you want to sell it used into this? You just take the instructions and cut everything in half and put it in a jewel case. Seriously? Seriously. And the cover doesn't even stay on. Who cares about the details underneath? God forbid someone knows how to play the fucking game. You can't even read the story! I bought this used many moons ago, which means a human being actually had this in their hand. Now whose bright idea was it to take instructions like this and just fucking take scissors and cut it in half like that? And then shove it in a fucking random ass jewel case? It's bullshit! What the fuck? Well, I'm gonna try and read half of the prologue so that we somewhat know what's going on. So, the ship's been sucked through a wormhole. The captain's shouting at Ox, the chef that we play as. You better put dinner on the back burner, because it looks like we're going to be working late tonight. Radar shows we've got ships, and that gets cut off. It's a hell of a cliffhanger. What a piece of shit. Might as well get the game started.
PO'd was developed by Any Channel and published by Accolade originally for the Panasonic 3DO in 1995, which I'll probably never own, so a year later the game was ported to the original PlayStation, which is the version I own, obviously, as you just saw by my mental breakdown. So, as I mentioned before, we begin as Ox, stranded on the ship the Pompous, armed obviously with his trusty frying pan and bare feet. Although I'm using a controller that comes with the analog stick, because God knows where the fuck my old controller is. Movement is directed using the D-pad, which might sound weird, but hey, that's how we used to swing it back then. It does take a little getting used to, though, after nearly 2 decades of playing better controlled other first-person shooters. Ox's movement keeps its momentum still after you've stopped, so you'll still be walking slightly after you release the D-pad. That's a pretty realistic mechanic to include in such an over-the-top game. I'm seriously impressed. If you think about most other first-person shooters, your character can go from running like 60 miles per hour to a complete stop. Wouldn't that, like, shatter their legs or something? If Ox moves too slow for you, pressing the select button sees Ox double his speed by putting on his slippers. That is fucking adorable. And probably comfortable as all hell. The controller's sensitivity speed is almost too fast. He starts flying all over the place at warp speed. Jesus Christ. After you kill these hippity-hoppity red things, Ox eats them and your health is restored partially. Gross. Ox, what kind of a cook are you in the first place? God only knows where the hell those things have been. This game is almost 20 years old. The graphics are obviously pretty dated, so some of the sprites and environment textures look a bit fuzzy and such up close because they're low res. But hey, at the time, we were used to it. So it's forgivable. Well, to an extent. Looking back, we really have come a long way. Another thing you'll notice pretty early on is there's no in-game music. So you'll just hear, what the hell is that? Is that a bipedal ass? With fangs coming out of its butthole, or mouth, I guess, belching fart clouds at me. So the aliens in Duke Nukem followed him back to Earth to take over the planet and enslave the women. Doom has legions upon legions of demons from hell. Halo has a fanatical covenant of alien species with religious convictions hell-bent on eradicating the human race. And PO'd has living asses.
This game is fucking awesome! God damn, I wish every developer had balls like this. I gotta see that fucking thing's name in the instructions unless it's cut off. I bet it's some common name like Eugene or Stuart or something like that. His name is Butthead. That is fucking amazing.
What the hell is this? Oh yeah, cheat sheet. Ah, the good old days. So what do we got here? Ammo refill, full health, full inventory. What the? Does that say what I think it says?
Fart noises for Butthead. Fart noises for Butthead. While most games give us cheat codes that give you like unlimited ammo or extra lives, PO'd on the other hand gives you a cheat to give sentient asses the ability to have fart sound effects that they should rightfully have had in the first place.
Anyway, go back to the main menu and select Load Game. While at the Load Game screen, press all 4 top trigger buttons, L1, R1, L2, R2, you get the point. Then back out, pressing triangle. Next, start up a new game and prepare for a flatulence fest like no other. Okay, maybe it's time to move on from the farts. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, music. Well, not that there isn't any music, but that makes it feel more atmospheric. Just hearing the drone-like beeping of the computers or the humming of the environment makes you wonder what else may be eerily hunting you down around the corner, waiting. Besides asses. Once you reach stages that require climbing ladders and jumping, it can get a little frustrating. The ladders all seem to be greased up with butter because you slide all over the place, and how the hell's he climbing that fast with one hand anyway? As I mentioned before about Ox's movement momentum, it also has weight on his jumping. It's more of a glide and takes some time to get decent at. Think Turok meets Shadows of the Empire. So you're going to be pressing that select button a lot to find your preferred speed. Are you serious? Look at this shit. Yeah, this should go well. With the camera swaying all over the place, I can see how some people may get motion sickness. Oh my god, these fucking jumps! All I can think of is Ox shattering his feet from all these falls since he's not wearing the proper footwear. The first couple of levels are basically traditional for this game. First person, running and gunning around, looking for the exit. But then you trade in your slippers and get this awesome jetpack that takes you to great heights, taking out aliens from high above. It actually feels like the game's engine and the map design was built with the jetpack in mind, so why they hid it in such an obscure, hard-to-find place is fucking beyond me. Double tap square to switch between foot mode and jetpack mode. Then by pressing the select button you can toggle the jetpack off, but will reactivate whenever you jump, or leave it in a low-running hover mode, skimming across terrain and saves you from falling off cliffs to your death. These later stages get huge, so the jetpack is a necessity. Good thing it can't run out of fuel. Some of these levels get me thinking they'd make badass designs for big multiplayer maps for something like Halo. Take the Forge mode, for example, from that series, and PO's interesting choice for textures, and they're all clustered together, you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, it's just me as usual. But since we're talking about level design, now would be a good time to discuss PO's area map system for each stage. By default, hold square and press select to bring up the map, and holy shit, what the hell am I looking at? That impaled red testicle is me. All the green spots are places you've already traversed, and obviously the blue parts you haven't been to yet. In these old school first-person shooters, it was easy to get lost. Some of the levels were like labyrinths, so the games had maps you had to refer to for assistance. Nope, no waypoints holding your hand on where to go next. PO uses obviously a different 3D engine, so it required a fully 3D map. Ambitious, but Jesus, so many lines, I'm getting lost just trying to figure out a path for myself. I feel like I need to be a goddamn architect just to know how to read the damn thing. Well, I want to show you guys some more shit, but since I haven't played this game in like 16 years, I deleted my save game on my memory card. So let's refer to my little cheat sheet again, shall we? What the hell? Is that supposed to be Ox? Why is he so fat? On the cover art, he's like in shape. Well, from what I can see from the top half of the instructions that I own, I do like how they show Ox armed to the teeth with every weapon you can find in the game. I mean, haven't we all wondered how our character doesn't get over-encumbered and trip all over himself in older first-person games holding like 50 weapons? Or at least imagined what your guy looked like? Well, there you go, PO'd answers your question. Fuck your common sense and reality. In fact, in all these modern first-person shooters, this is what I want my guy to look like running around on the battlefield. Come to think of it, maybe that's why he's in shape on the cover. He lost all the weight from all this shit he's got to go through in the game, and the cover's like the aftermath. Get it? Like it's a before and after or something like that? Or maybe I'm an idiot. Anyway, full inventory. Go to the map. We're gonna move the camera pointing towards us. To revert the view angle, press start. While it's in its auto rotation, press L1, square, X, and circle. What a pain in the ass for a code. It's like in Shadows of the Empire when I had to use my fucking nose to access the debug menu. Well, now we should have a full inventory. But first, we have to refill our ammo by pressing square and L2 to perform a backflip. And during the mid-flip, you press right, X, and circle as the secret button combination to max out your ammo.
What? How can a man of that girth carrying all that weaponry perform such an acrobatic move?
You wanna know what else pisses me off to no end? Press triangle to bring up the weapon select wheel, then scroll with L1 and R1, then the game has to fucking load to bring each weapon up to the screen. Oh, that's real fucking convenient. Perfect gangbang rape time from all the enemies. Alright. Maybe I gotta cut Ox some slack. I mean, he's carrying all the weapons on his back, like I said before. So what's one of the most important parts of a first-person shooter? The weapons. Oh, and this game has them. We've already seen the frying pan, and the butcher knife that works short to mid-range, which also Ox seems to have a never-ending supply of. Just where in the hell does he keep them all? You know what? I don't want to know. We have a power drill that works similar to the chainsaw in Doom, and when Ox gets blood all over his face, he wipes the screen with his hand. That's fucking hilarious.
Bring it on.
There's an electric pistol. Where's that cord plugged into? His ass? A flamethrower, a pink fuzzball firing plasma cannon, another one that ricochets off walls called the Meat Seeker.
Meat Seeker. Yeah.
The Whaler Gatling gun, rapid-fire rocket launcher, and finally, my favorite besides the drill, the guided missile launcher. I like the extra animation of Ox lifting up the cannon before he fires, as if the thing weighs a ton, and after the missile's collision the camera pans out to give you a glimpse of the destruction you caused. Such attention to little details like that are a nice touch. Not to mention it's a good way to clear a hole through a crowd of enemies. I hate to have to use cheats, but some of these battles the game tosses you into feels like you almost have to. I mean, look at this, it's coming from every fucking angle. What is this, Serious Sam? There's like 100 weapons in those games too, but you know what? At least the game doesn't have to fucking load the weapons before you can use them. Dicks, get your shit together. No wonder why they called the game PO'd. Well, with a chaotic, unconventional game like this, bending the rules a little bit just makes it a blast to play, to be honest. Lastly, what good would all those weapons be without an interesting cast of characters to use them on? We've already met the edible Ralph and the adorable Butthead, so say hello to this topless chick with big guns. I mean cannons. I mean bazookas. I didn't say boobs. This annoying midget ninja robot thing that bites your ankles. Green blobs that multiply when they take damage. These weird red devil things that spit jawbones at you. Okay. Creepy red eyes that become more visible as you shoot them, and they look like they turn into an old guy's face, and then they suck your health away. Get the hell away from me! What are these fucking things? That's seriously one of the most terrifying things I have ever seen in my life. Then we have Kane from the WWF, WWE, you know what I mean. What, you don't see it? Clear as day, that is Kane. Oh shit, I think I hurt his feelings. These stupid robot flying douchebags called Turbo. that take forever to kill because they fucking fly all over the place. They're impossible to hit. Ugh! And finally, we have Max, a towering mechanized killing machine that's reminiscent of Doom's cyber demon. Only Max is a lot easier to kill. But not when you're getting gang raped by about 50 of them at a time. What the hell? How is this fair? There's more baddies than this, but I'd say these idiots are the highlights. Except for Turbo. Turbo can blow me. Oh, and silly me! How could I forget? The final level has giant fucking spiders. Every game I play has spiders. What the fuck? It's like some sick joke I keep playing on myself. Well, a wacky shooter with crazy weapons, fucked up enemies, interesting and maniacal level design, PO'd is a reminder not to take things too seriously. It's all in good fun, and there's room for everybody. It also teaches us to take a little time, stop, and smell the asses.
So yeah, PO'd. A fun first-person shooter. It's far from perfect, very far, but it's still enjoyable for what it is. So pick it up, try it out. Hopefully you pick up a more properly packaged version than I did. Well, until next time. Yeah, that wasn't the game. I'll be right back. Everyone knows the X-Men. It's one of Marvel's most successful franchises, and it's easy to see why. It deals with so many gray areas, racism, political corruption, and it actually celebrates being an outcast. It's one of my personal favorite series of comic books, though I have to be honest, I haven't been keeping up to date lately with my comic book knowledge, so how about a refresher course? LJN's X-Men for the NES. Yep, you heard me. That LJN. What was going through your head, Marvel? I'm serious, I want to know. Of all companies, LJN? That's like trusting a quadriplegic, epileptic monkey to construct a lightsaber while wearing a blindfold. No good can come of that situation. Why couldn't Marvel have just thought to themselves, let's just not give it to LJN? Get it? LJN? Let's just not? We got more of those deciphered acronyms coming. Let's just play the game already.
Firstly, welcome to the most uninspired menu screen. And I thought Street Combat was bad. There's no visual guide for the stage selection. Well, that's creative. So we have to use our imaginations and trust the descriptions. Believe me, they all suck. This is also the most sensitive menu select cursor. Just the slightest tap of the select button sends the thing into overdrive. Look at this. What the fuck? I'm not even doing that.
Holy shit! I have mutant powers!
Oh, half my select buttons chewed off and stuck. Never mind. I can't lie, I'm kinda digging the music so far. How the fuck does Nightcrawler weigh almost 200 pounds? That's more than Cyclops and even Iceman, who turns into solid ice. Doesn't a somewhat large mass of ice relatively kinda weigh a lot? Whatever. Nightcrawler was always my favorite, so let's go, fat ass. Wow. Okay, first complaint. No health bars or anything. So how am I supposed to know if I'm about to die? Oh, that's how. You have to pause the game.
Are you fucking serious? What other game in existence requires pausing gameplay to view your life bar? None. I'm pretty sure of it. I fucking hate this game with a passion.
And what the fuck just killed me? Next complaint. I love how all 6 X-Men are just color palette swaps of each other. Fucking really? So, for example, Storm is the same height and bulk of Colossus. Wow, that is one buff butch bitch. Or is it Birdie from Street Fighter? Did they even try? Of course not, it's LJN. I answered my own question. So here's our next Let's Just Not. Let's just not make separate sprites for the player characters. You know, the X-Men, the fucking reason why people bought this fucking game. Nope, just make 6 of those sprites and paint them different. It'll take too long otherwise. Maybe nobody will notice. No individuality here. Isn't that the opposite of what the whole X-Men mythology is about? You know, accepting the individual qualities in all of us? Nope, not LJN. LJN ain't got time for that. I see the same lack of effort went into the X-Men's attacks. Look at how the close-range characters punch. Who the fuck punches like that? It has no range. It looks like the character sprite is just lunging forward. Makes me want to punch LJN in the balls. Okay, here we go to the caverns with Nightcrawler. Immediately dead. And how in the fuck was I supposed to know those were spikes? Worst texture palette ever. Bang up job you did, environment artist. Must have been the same guy who designed the enemies. Wow. Mice. I don't know what to say. Get it away, get it away. I am Colossus, I am girly man. I forgot to mention, I couldn't blackmail someone to play this with me, so lucky for me, the game forces you to bring a computer-controlled player with you. And just like the rest of the game, they suck. Look at that, Cyclops just died already. Smooth move, dickhead. What? This inanimate texture killed me! How the fuck does that make sense? It's not a spike pit. It's not an enemy. So what is it? What the fuck is that? It's a fucking brick. Why did it kill me? Why? No, I'm not being funny. What the fuck is that? My contempt for this game is so intense, it may be the reason why I fell out of comics for all these years. It traumatized me. Something this bad stays with you. Like an STD. Fuck it, let's just take a quick look at the other stages. Next is the Robo Factory. I'm gonna assume they intentionally left out a T at the end of Robo because everyone knows Robot Factory sounds so unhip. But since it's LJN, I'm not giving them that much credit. Which brings us to our next LJN. Let's just not follow sentence and word structure we all learned in 2nd grade. Whatever, moving on. Let's pick Nightcrawler again, and this time I'm gonna time how quick I get killed.
Wow. Less than 2 seconds.
Well, we already know that the short-range X-Men are useless in this game, so why make the character with the weakest stamina, health, and attack power a fucking close-range character?
And why the fuck did it have to be Nightcrawler?
Now that I think of it, he's the fastest character in the game, which only doubles your chances of flying all over the place on the map into enemies or fucking camouflage death trap textures. Come on, what the fuck? There is zero gameplay balance. Zero. Nightcrawler is a broken character in an already shattered game. So, there's our next LJN. Let's just not give Nightcrawler a chance. Hahaha. We just need to fill up the roster to even it up. So just throw him in there. Don't bother to balance them out at this point. We already have the X-Men license. This plastic piece of shit already paid for itself. We can all retire now. Who gives a shit if young kids named Aaron dressed up as Nightcrawler in costumes their mums made for them for Halloween? Fucking assholes. Long enough of a tangent? Okay, we'll just shorten it and rephrase the LJN to Let's Jerk Off Nightcrawler. Yeah, I know, jerk off is technically 2 words, who cares? This game sure as shit doesn't. Random as hell, but what's the snake from Q*bert doing here? And dead. Okay, next stage. And no Nightcrawler, I learned my lesson. This time I'm going with Cyclops. Here, let's give the environment artist some more credit. I love the puckering butthole textures. Says a lot about this piece of shit. Literally. This is the best they could come up with for the X-Men license? The game's graphics are actually making me sick to my stomach. Look at this is absolutely disgusting. Seriously, what the hell am I looking at? It looks like entrails mixed with expired microwavable pasta that's been sitting on the reduced rack for months. Oh, and with buttholes. We can't forget about those. There you go. Chef Boy a butthole. Either that, or it looks like a fucking crime scene. Only we're the victims. This is without a doubt the ugliest game I have ever seen. Of all time. Just take a look back at what else the NES was capable of. And then we have this work of art. They do say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah? Well, just how shit-faced does the beholder have to be? Because I don't drink, so I'm really fucked. Or what if the beholder is LJN? Does that old adage account for that? This game's ugliness would cause an actual beholder to go blind and then fucking kill itself.
Okay, back to the game.
I just noticed some of the characters can jump by pressing the B button. But look at this. You can't move and jump at the same time. You can only jump in place, so that means no jumping over enemies or projectiles. Brilliant! LJN. Or should I say, logical jumping? Nope. Watch this. First, this laser field, or whatever the hell it is, has no pattern to it, so I'm doomed no matter what. Let's see what happens when I try to not jump over it.
What fucking purpose does that useless jump serve? I'm talking to you, LJN. No wonder you're extinct.
The maps are fucking guessing games on where to go next, and everything wants you fucking dead. The walls, unexplainable texture choices, and what the fuck? I don't think I'm sleeping tonight. Nightmares, impossibility, never-ending deaths. Sounds like a great time, huh? Fuck this!
What the hell's going on? LJN kidnapped the X-Men, raped Nightcrawler. I'm being shit on. That's all. Shit on. You know what really pisses me off? Oh, wait, where you going? Where you going? Okay. Things aren't great, but they'll get better. Come on. Let's just not play this game anymore. Come on. Let's graduate to the Super Nintendo. Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. I'm speechless, so let's just get this shit show started.
We begin as Spider-Man, who's swinging through the city, being creepy, spying on people, and notices there's a familiar garbage truck that's sucking up the X-Men. Turns out, it's the supervillain Arcade, who kidnaps superheroes and watches them torture themselves trying to escape his underground murder world. Kinda sounds familiar, doesn't it? Saw? Gotta give LJN props for selecting a slightly lesser-known supervillain. Don't tell anyone I said that. Right off the bat, I gotta comment on one thing. The music. It's actually really good. Don't tell anyone I said that either. Now that is some porno music. As I said, we start as Spider-Man. Pressing the X button performs his web swing, but you can't use it while jumping. Why the hell not? That is so stupid. Why does LJN have such a problem with jumping and performing other actions? After getting lost for like 5 minutes, I discover I'm supposed to grab these flashing toilets. Is that why Spider-Man's spider sense is pointing me to all of these? Because he has to drop a deuce? Just to be obnoxious, they're scattered all over the place and can only be retrieved when they're flashing, like I said. And of course, they never go off in close proximity, it's always the ones farthest from each other. Pain in the ass! Speaking of ass, there's that probe interrogation droid from Star Wars. Get it? Ass. Probe. Never mind. Jumping from wall to wall isn't as easy as it looks. It's like a cheap-ass attempt at the fluidity in Ninja Gaiden. Could Spider-Man climb any slower? Ryu has no fancy powers, but he sure as hell can go a lot faster. Come on, move your spider ass! You're lucky I'm even playing as you. I fucking hate spiders. So here's the captive X-Men, and it looks like Spider-Man is taking a leak right in front of them. That's indecent exposure, mister. Much better. Of course, no Nightcrawler. At least they have Gambit. I'd rather have no Nightcrawler than a fucking useless one. Wolverine looks pissed. I would be angry too if I had to have someone press a fucking button to make my claws come out. Why? I'm Wolverine. Of course I want my trademark weapon to always be at the ready. Such an unnecessary inconvenience. Each of the characters has their own set of levels. They're all somewhat interesting, but Gambits and Storms are about as fun as fucking a diarrhea attack at a concert. Yeah, it's happened. Wolverine's area is a funhouse filled with Kinky Pinky's friends from the porn store. What the fuck is that thing in the background? Horrifying! What the hell is LJN's obsession with chattering teeth? What are they, dentists? How did Arcade have the time, funding, and manpower to construct all these massive torture labyrinths? Maybe Dr. Wily helped them. Yeah, Wily was here, because there's Hardman from Mega Man 3. What kind of a name is Hardman anyway? Maybe Wily was experimenting a little. Never mind. I do have to say, I like how they gave Cyclops his old school outfit. I love the universal scream all the male characters share when they die. Gets old, huh? And guess what? Lose all your lives, and you get the privilege of starting that lame Spider-Man intro level all over again.
Leave it to LJN to not only fuck up the X-Men, but Spider-Man too. Poor Stan Lee. I wish someone at Marvel stood up and said JSN to LJN. Just say no.
Well, it took long enough, but someone must have. Remember what happened when Capcom made a few X-Men games? Here's one example. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Pure 16-bit gold. Fantastic visuals and music, responsive controls. It took a Japanese developer to give us good games based on American franchises. Hats off to Capcom. Great job. The game is hard as all hell, but there's a difference between challenging hard and bad programming hard. There's definitely a frustration factor, but it's still very entertaining. It's very rewarding, and you can actually feel yourself gaining more skill as you play throughout the game. Weird as hell password screen though. You have to scroll through each character's portrait. Pain in the ass! Well, enough of that, because why would I want to talk about a game I actually like? Before I departed, I wanted to do an enemy roll call. The only problem is I can't begin to describe them. but we can try. We got robot crab owls, horny blue and red jumping monkeys, millipedes, weird rolly blocky faces that look like they're made up of Duplos. Remember those things? You know you do. We also have probotectors from Contra. Just Google it. We've already seen Hardman and the goddamn mice. And surprise, surprise, fucking spiders. Sons of bitches. They had access to an almost limitless library of X-Men villains. Sauron, Mr. Sinister, the list goes on. Did the developers ever pick up a single X-Men comic book? Was Bryan Singer on the development team? The Capcom game is full of made-up enemies too, but at least they're cool as shit. But that might be just because that's an actually fun game to play.
Well, I hope we've all learned a valuable lesson. Embrace the differences that make each one of us who we are. Except LJN. Avoid LJN like a $2 discounted hairy hobbit prostitute whore with leprosy. Fucking assholes. What the hell? Oh no. No. Wait a minute, how did this even get here? Ah!
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Alright, well, Shadows of the Empire is definitely not a fucking two-player game.
Well, it can't be when you keep killing your teammate. I gotta go to class, be a productive member of society. Peace.
Son of a bitch. So, this episode is going to be a forced request, or somewhat of a death sentence from a friend. Regardless, this is Aquaman for the Xbox. Well, old Xbox. I'm told it's one of the worst games ever made, which I would think isn't going to help Aquaman's negative appeal to some comic book fans. I also got to mention that when it comes to Aquaman, I'm pretty clueless, so I'm going to be coming at this review from a gamer's perspective and not a comic book encyclopedia. Well, let's visit the lost city of Atlantis, shall we?
For some fucked up reason, this disc of diarrhea is on the backwards compatibility list to run on Xbox 360. So that's what we're gonna play on.
And since I'm sure this is going to be a torturous experience, I'm going to use my SAW controller. Well, time to get wet. Not literally!
Why does the title screen say Aquaman Battle for Atlantis, but the game's case just says Aquaman? Oh, well, we're off to a great start already. Select character, and they're all question marks. Probably because none of Aquaman's superhero friends want to be in this game. Alright, so instead of making an animated cinematic, they apparently just used the game's character models, made Photoshop screenshots of them, and made mock-up comic book panels. Or in other words, couldn't afford voice actors. I mean, I grew up without voiceovers or the highly cinematic cutscenes that we're all used to now, but come on, this game was made in 2003. I guess one could argue it gives the game more of a comic book feel, but no, it's just laziness. Besides, you really think someone like me with ADD is gonna have the attention span to sit in front of a television with a controller in my hand, amped up waiting to play a video game, is gonna read through all of this text? If I wanted to read a comic book, I'd read a fucking comic book, not sit like a doofus reading a fucking TV screen. Well, at long last, here we are, the city of Atlantis. The graphics look pretty crisp running on my 360, but why the fuck is Aquaman swimming like that? Is he trying to push out a turd or keep a turd from coming out? I can't tell. I gotta get one thing out of the way before we dive more into the game. Step aside, Steve. Move over, Kurt Russell, and dare I say, even D. Snyder. There's a new mullet in town. Behold the entrancing beauty of Aquaman's long, flowing, golden locks. That thing is a work of art. And look at that look on his face, he knows it. It's also probably eating up all of the particle effects budget for the game's engine. Okay, let's withdraw from Aquaman's mullet to instead discuss his movement controls. The left stick adjusts direction and the right moves the camera, so you start just flipping and whirling around because you're wondering how the hell do you start swimming? Well, you press and hold the R trigger and off he goes. Not that big of a deal, but it's just weird to me because that seems the way I'd expect a vehicle to be driven in a game, as the R trigger would be used as the gas button and not to accelerate an actual character's body, but whatever. Oh, and yeah, that's what my guy looks like in Saints Row 3. What, you don't think it looks like me? I tried to make him as skinny as I could, it's the shirt, I swear. Anyway, the game is underwater, where fully 360-degree movement is given, so oh well, it works. It seems to want to play as somewhat of an open-world game, but I still end up hitting my head on an invisible ceiling. Yeah, an invisible ceiling. You know, in the middle of the fucking ocean. The ocean that makes up almost the entirety of the planet Earth. Black Manta and his henchmen have invaded the city of Atlantis, so we're supposed to stop them and rescue all the civilians that look like Peter Pan. And he doesn't even say thanks. He just floats away. You're welcome, dickhead. I don't know why I'm surprised, since I already know that there's no vocals recorded for the game. Well, this is fun. Swim from one fight to the next, to the next, to the next. No problem, Danzig. Take care of yourself. I've already discussed the swimming exploration controls, so now let me tell you about the combat. Ugh. It switches to kind of a fighting game, or at least it tries to. You've got your punches and kicks by pressing the X, B, and Y buttons. A is for blocking, and the R trigger, which was previously used to accelerate Aquaman's movements, is now used for dodging. That comes in pretty handy when you're surrounded by assholes, but never really works, and I end up rolling into attacks instead. Up or down on the D-pad changes your target that you're facing, but I usually forget and I just end up taking down each dick face one by one. You can summon Aquaman's sea creature friends to help by pressing the L trigger, and they eliminate whichever enemy you're facing. Aw, thanks little guy. They're limited to however many of these icons you have under your status bars, but you can find and earn more, usually by defeating enemies. I usually save them for the big guys because they take forever to kill. Anything to speed the process up. Oh my god, the Dolphin's 69ing with the guy. Tell me you just saw that.
At least someone's getting enjoyment out of the game.
There's also attack combos you can string together by performing preset button combinations, kinda like in Mortal Kombat and Tekken. As with other fighting games, Aquaman has special moves usually executed by pressing a direction with the left analog stick twice, followed by one of the attack buttons. Oh, somebody's gonna be pissed.
Son of a bitch.
Why do I keep making Mortal Kombat references in a game that's not Mortal Kombat? Or not even a fighting game in general? Come to think of it, there was that Mortal Kombat vs. DC fighting game. Was Aquaman in that? We got the Joker, Batman, Deathstroke, nope. Looks like he wasn't. Poor guy. Like any shitty game, of course the special moves only work whenever the fuck they feel like it.
Do the move. Do the move. Do the move.
I can't complain about these combat controls enough. They're all over the place, like Aquaman's mullet. Up is forward, or back, or left, or upstroke. This game is giving me a stroke. Take like one day away from this game, come back to it, and you're back to trying to refamiliarize yourself to the controls again, as if you were away for a month. That's a good idea, but instead of a month, how about forever? I also feel like the game's description on the box is a little too specific, It leaves nothing to the imagination. 21 levels, including 4 submarine levels. Why not say over 20 diverse stages or something like that? And 11 enemy types. And by that, I'm sure they mean 11 of basically the same guy, just painted different colors. I just realized something. I think I've referenced other games more than the one I'm supposed to be reviewing right now. Wow. And you want to know what really boils my fucking balls? I hate how in the hostage levels you can't just head right to the guy holding the hostage. Save yourself a couple of minutes, a headache, maybe prolong your sanity, but no, the game's just fucking cruel. Like right here. I have to fight all these guys before I can move on.
What do I look like? A guy who's not lazy?
Then we got a few timed bomb defusing missions. And by defusing, I mean Aquaman picks up the bombs like a ballet dancer and throws them wherever the hell he feels like, where they in turn still explode. He can even throw them at the buildings he's supposed to be protecting. Doesn't that kinda defeat the whole point? Let's see that explosion again. Wow. That's it? That wasn't bad at all. It's like a goddamn firecracker. What the hell's all the fuss about? There's also a few submarine missions, well, 4 to be as precise as the box says, that break up the monotony or your controllers, whichever come first. But, yeah, they're a whole other monster themselves. At first, they seemed to try to play similar to other aerial combat games, but yeah, it just sucks. Remember how before you could press the R trigger to make Aquaman swim faster? Well, now in his submarine, it's the L trigger to speed up. Why reverse it? Switching the buttons up like that, just randomly, serves no purpose, and just throws you for an unexpected loop all of a sudden. The developers probably did it on purpose, fucking assholes. Your torpedo's hit detection is almost too forgiving. It's impossible to miss. But then when you're trying to pick up ammo and shields, the detection is so fucking precise. What good is all that aim assistance when I can't even replenish my goddamn ammo? What a piece of fish. Later on, we're introduced to the lava trolls that look like Cinder from Killer Instinct, and their leader, Lava Lord. No, I'm not talking about the one from Mighty Max. It's eventually revealed Aquaman's brother Ocean Master is behind the whole Atlantis invasion. The name Ocean Master sounds a little more prestigious than simply Aquaman, doesn't it? Whatever, who am I to judge? Anyway, even after a lame ending, I'm still left with some questions. Like, why is the TM for trademark next to the Aquaman logo? We all know who Aquaman is. He's been around since the late 40s. Nobody's gonna copy him. And is it just me, or does the logo look a little slanted? Why is Dr. Wily in the cutscenes? Why do these big guys have spikes like that on their forearms? How are they supposed to jerk off and not impale themselves? It would be impossible. Then again, would you even be able to do that underwater at all? God, I would fucking kill myself. Why is Aquaman like 4 times the size of the windows in Atlantis? Speaking of Atlantis, where's this huge invasion that's supposedly going on? The place looks abandoned and lifeless. That pretty much sums up my whole experience with this soggy turd. Here's a perfect reenactment of how I sat throughout this game. It's just not fun to play. And yeah, I actually fell asleep. I can think of about 52 other chore-like activities you could do that are more entertaining than a playthrough of this game. But here's 2 examples. Like that dreadful last 10 minutes of work where it seems like the clock is going backwards because time goes so slow and all you want to do is fucking go home. But still, more entertaining than a playthrough of Aquaman. Or, remember before the internet was around? Watching scrambled porn, waiting hours for just the right scene to come on?
Oh, thank you.
Sitting with your face so close to the TV, going blind for more than one reason? Still more entertaining than playing Aquaman. Oh yeah, and those question mark characters? That's old school Aquaman, Tempest, and Black Manta. How do I know that? Because I beat the game twice to unlock them.
Yep. I sat through this turd more than once. For multiple hours. Just to show 10-second footage of secret characters. Why? Because I'm pathetic.
Yep, there's no cheat codes for the game, so putting all that time into it was like studying for a test that I knew I was gonna fail, no matter what. Well, thanks for all the dead brain cells, lucky chicken?
Oh, I bet. I bet that was the one lucky chicken that became a lucky chicken nugget that fell out of somebody's car window at a drive-thru, only to get fought over in the parking lot by a toothless hobo and a rabid possum. Fuck this. The next time I see this kid, I'm gonna punch him right in the stomach. You know what? You're going home right now.
No. Thought I got rid of you. Damn you, Strange! Damn you! Damn you! Damn you!
Fatality. So, as huge of a gamer as I am, I'm finding myself getting back into my classic gaming library, and slightly farther from the newer gaming generation. I'm not saying it sucks, or that I'm jaded or anything. Maybe I'm just getting older. For instance, back when Super Metroid was coming out, I remember actually losing sleep for weeks because I was so excited for the game to come out. You bet your ass I lost even more sleep when it finally was released. I hadn't gotten that same level of excitement over a video game for a long time, until a friend introduced me to a little game you may have heard of called Halo. And it was all over for me at that moment. It was a new digital galaxy to explore, filled with awesome characters, huge battles reminiscent of the Star Wars films. In fact, the mythology's become so deep and expanded, it's like a new Star Wars. Well, at least in the realm of video games. The sci-fi space opera storylines are so detailed, it's funny almost to see such attention put in for a genre that's usually about just shooting everything while getting from point A to point B. Well, anyway, I could babble on forever about the entire series this far, and we all know I do enough of that already, mentioning Halo in pretty much every episode.
So with the Master Chief Collection right around the corner, I feel it's an appropriate time to finally do an actual Halo episode. But I'm going to throw you guys for a little bit of a loop. The primary focus of this two-part episode is going to be Halo 4.
But first, there's nothing like a chilly autumn night. Ugh, did I just say chilly? Remind me to kick my own ass. There's nothing like a cold autumn night, a little past midnight, just getting home from a video game's launch release. Getting into your pajamas and jumping into that brand new motherfucking game. For those who may not know, Bungie Studios created the Halo franchise and went off on their own after releasing Halo Reach in 2010. Passing the Halo torch to 343 Industries, named after that annoying robotic testicle from the original trilogy, with Halo 4 being 343's first official full-fledged Halo release. How many words starting with the letter F did I just fucking say? Fuck it.
Now, some people consider Halo 4 to be the black sheep of the Halo family. Well, being somewhat of a black sheep myself, I can relate. And Black Sheep is one of my favorite Chris Farley movies. And that's got nothing to do with Halo 4.
Well, now that we're all cozied up, let's slide this fucker in. Taking place 4 years after Halo 3, Master Chief is woken up by his AI companion Cortana, who's looking slightly more cheekier than her Halo 1 days.
Yeah, I'd totally give her the business.
Their lost ship is boarded by a Covenant fleet, but you'll recall from the previous Halo games, the Arbiter rallied his species, the Elites, or Sangeli, whatever, to join humankind to stop their blindly devoted leaders from stupidly activating the Halo weapons, which would eradicate all life in the galaxy. Well, now I feel the need to explain. Here's your cutoff point. Spoiler alert, you've been warned. Okay, so a bunch of aliens stumbled upon humans sometime in the future. The different alien species previously formed a religious faction together called the Covenant. The leaders, called prophets, are a bunch of lazy old fanatics with bad teeth who sit around and float in wheelchairs like Yoda. They're convinced that activating the Halo rings will send them to meet their god when it's actually a galactic weapon left behind by an ancient alien race, as a failsafe to destroy all sentient life, preventing a galaxy-wide parasite called the Flood from spreading. Basically, space zombies. Fucking terrifying. Fuck that. Better yet, how about astro zombies? Prime directive, exterminate the whole human race in your face. You get the point. The Covenant also hate humanity. They believe we're some kind of unholiness to their religion. Because of this, humanity and the Covenant have been at each other's throats for fucking decades. So you can imagine they were pretty pissed when the first Halo ring blew up courtesy of Master Chief and Cortana. This guy was in charge of that particular Covenant fleet, and so of course he was held responsible for its destruction. He gets put on a suicide mission for the Prophets by becoming the Arbiter, basically given one final act so he can die with honor. More stuff happens, and by stuff, I mean Halo 2. Long story short, the Arbiter says to his comrades, "Look, you dumb fucks, these old fat prophets are morons, and they're gonna get us all killed." Which leaves Halo 3 ending with a truce between the Covenant and humanity. But we also see Master Chief being left behind in a damaged ship in space for a few years, leaving many to believe he's dead. Which brings us here, back to Halo 4.
Did you get all that? Well, if you didn't, watch it again, Google it, or better yet, play the other Halo games for yourself.
So Chief and Cortana make their way off the boarded ship the best way Chief knows how, by killing every fucking living thing in sight, and after a hair-raising escape, you realize that that was just the intro mission. You've got a whole motherfucking adventure ahead of you. Surviving a crash into the artificial world called Requiem, adventuring the wreckage and terrain, I'm seeing some nostalgic parallels to the original Halo. Such as having Chief being woken up on a human military starship boarded by the Covenant, then being stranded on an alien world. Just some pretty cool throwbacks to the old school days. The graphics are beyond gorgeous, skyboxes and vistas that stretch on forever, just like in the old Halo games. But then, we're finally introduced to the mythical Forerunners that we've only heard about in the past games. I remember seeing this cinematic for the first time, being so engrossed in the atmosphere, it was like I was there, like someone was watching. And then it happened. The badass Forerunner Knights phase in from out of nowhere, pissed off, basically like, who the fuck is this green asshole?
Maybe I'm getting a little too into this, because now it feels like I'm actually being watched. It's probably nothing.
Anyway, on to Mission 3, my favorite. It's where Chief really gets into it firsthand with the Forerunners. They've got this mishmash look going on, like they're pieces of metal held together by magnets, or magic.
Magnets? How the fuck do they work? Yeah, we'll just stick to magic.
You almost get a Metroid vibe here on out. From the Forerunner designs, all this weird plasma lava shit, and the environment's color scheme has a tinge of Norfair to it. The Tron-like skybox surrounding everything reminds you that this planet is not a natural. Mission 3 is one of the longest and most difficult levels in the game, especially if you play on anything higher than normal. It's not beyond impossible, but then again, no game's hardest difficulty is as beyond bullshit as Shadows of the Empire's hardest mode, where you can't even walk 3 fucking feet without dying. Challenge is a recurring mainstay of the Halo franchise. Heroic is the game's hard mode, which is probably the most realistic. It can be punishing at times, but there's a balance between its cruel punishment and rewarding challenge. But the Halo game's legendary difficulties can go fuck themselves. They're so controller-shatteringly cruel, it seems like they're mostly intended for playing cooperatively with your friends, so you can all laugh at each other at who fucking dies the most. I didn't record myself beating the game on Legendary alone, because this level took me like 5 hours, and I don't want you guys to know how many controllers I broke in the process. See? Bullshit, what the fuck? Alright, he's dead, stop shooting him.
They found the opening!
That's what she said.
They're not diverting from the opening!
That too is what she said.
The pillars! Touch the pillars!
Touch the pillars? What is this, fucking phantasm? If demonic dwarves from hell come out after me, I swear I'm gonna shit my pants. Nah, no evil dwarves. It's where we meet the imprisoned forerunner, the Didact, who turns all his minions red. So, are they, like, supposed to be angry now? I don't get it. Whatever, who cares, they're still awesome. Oh shit, they really are pissed. Run for it, Chief! Run! Now, I had seen the game's trailers before it was released, so I knew they were adding a new vehicle. Metal Gear Rex. I mean the Mantis. Of course it's launch night, so I had already played a few multiplayer matches so I could get to see this big metal bastard in action. But I just couldn't wait to see how this thing was introduced in the campaign. Enter Mission 4. Chief saves the day battling throughout a massive downed UNSC Starcruiser, demolishing those alien bastards with this massive, shiny new toy.
That sounded wrong.
The Halo series is home to many other supporting characters besides Master Chief. Halo 4 introduces us to some new faces, like Spartan Lieutenant Palmer.
I thought you'd be taller.
Fuck you, bitch! He's a goddamn genetically engineered Spartan 2 super soldier, and he's already taller than the friggin' Undertaker. What more do you want? There's also a grown-up Lasky from the Forward Unto Dawn movie. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with him in the later on Halo stories. God, but Captain Del Rio is such an asshole. The character models in the cutscenes are fucking unbelievable. They're so realistic. You can feel the drama unfold during some of the scenes almost.
Lieutenant! Arrest that man!
Captain!
Arrest him!
Captain!
What the fuck? Why is everyone such a ball-buster to Master Chief in this game? He's one of the biggest war heroes in the story, and he just woke up, what, like, fucking 12 hours ago? Speaking of that, this whole game shows Chief constantly having to be woken up. Jesus, Chief, somebody's narcoleptic. You may want to get that checked out, dude. Maybe get on some medication or something?
Oh shit, it's getting late. Should probably hit the hay myself. But first, I think I've been sucking this game off long enough. So, time to take off my Halo fanboy glasses and address some complaints. Yeah, I can't see.
The Forerunners make a welcome diversity to the Halo enemy collection, but these flying guys can go fuck themselves. Come on, get back here, just die already. Let's be honest, the enemy lineup had been pretty much the same for the past decade until this point. Grunts, elites, jackals, and so on. We needed something new. But why in the fuck did they change the look of all the Covenant species all of a sudden? They do look cool, but what was wrong with how they looked before? The elites are horrifying and look like something out of H.P. Lovecraft's nightmares. And what's up with the grunts? They're supposed to be funny, say stupid stuff, and basically supply humor. Boo. Now they look like that creepy troll thing from that movie Cat's Eye. They're still fucking adorable. And I'd hug the shit out of them. The jackals look awesome though, I'll admit. They look like velociraptors now. I know it's just a cosmetic thing and has nothing to do with the gameplay, but still, what the hell? Maybe it's like a different ethnicity of each species, or maybe I'm looking into it too much. The campaign missions do feel slightly more linear than in the previous installments, but that doesn't make it bad. It's still one hell of a fucking ride. After all, it has everything you'd expect from a Halo campaign. Foot missions, gunfights, massive vehicle-heavy battles, air combat, there's even a Star Fox level. That's something I always enjoyed about Halo. There was always some gameplay variety in each stage to keep things exciting. Like in the old school Super Star Wars games, you never really knew what to expect from level to level. Alright, just one last thing. People complained about the final battle with the Didact because it was just a quick-time event. But does anyone remember the last boss from Halo 3? You just shoot lasers at that flying bowling ball over and over again. And in Halo 2, you fight a roid rage gorilla, not even playing as Master Chief. I remember everyone going apeshit, no pun intended, over stuff like that. Just goes to show, no matter what, you can't please everyone, I guess. Well, before I get myself too riled up, I'm gonna pull a Master Chief and knock myself out for the night.
Tune in for part 2. We will talk about what made Halo the household name it's become. The multiplayer. Till next time.
I see everything.
Till next time.
I see everything.
No. No, I said I want the French toast. What are you doing? No, food doesn't belong in there. What the hell? Whoa, what a fucked up dream. Oh shit, Halo 4 time. Well, that's better.
As somewhat of a bridge between the story and competitive multiplayer, Halo 4 introduced Spartan Ops. Taking place 6 months after Halo 4's campaign, your Spartan 4 soldier is part of a 4-man fire team sent to continue missions on the planet Requiem, where most of Halo 4's story was spent. Now, some prior Halo games had firefight mode, where you and some of your friends work cooperatively to bring down endless waves of enemies. Satisfying, but over time could end up getting a little boring after a while. Just drop in, survive wave after wave, then drop out. There wasn't much of a story. Halo 4's Spartan Ops changed that. Each Ops mission had a narrative, and its own objectives being part of a larger chapter. New chapters containing new missions were released each week after the game's launch. Unfortunately, one of the common complaints were that many of the maps the missions took place on were cut and pasted from Halo 4's campaign, sometimes over and over. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Who gives a shit? If you really sit and dissect it, at its core, Spartan Ops is similar to running through Doom cooperatively, just mindlessly gunning down bad guys. There's no limit to your lives, where in Firefight, you and your friends all shared a pool of lives, penalizing death and adding tension. Dying in Spartan Ops, on the other hand, really just serves as an ammunition resupply, so you don't have to keep scouring the battlefield for more bullets. There really isn't much challenge.
It still has its moments, despite its lack of... For once, that wasn't me.
It was me. What?
I've seen enough horror movies to know that any stuffed animal that can move on its own, possessing the ability to speak, is probably gonna stab me to death in the middle of the night.
Seriously? You ever stop and think, maybe you watch too many horror movies?
I prefer to think of it as educating myself to prepare for any possible situation, no matter how ridiculous it may be.
Right. So, anyway, what you doing?
I'm playing Halo 4.
Oh, sweet. Can I play too?
I already talked about the co-op part. I was about to get into the multiplayer.
Ah, come on. Let's play that Sharding Ops, or whatever it's called that you were just talking about.
It's called Spartan Ops, number 1. And number 2, I wouldn't be making any shot jokes, because it sounded like you shit your pants over there a second ago.
Okay. So, can I play?
Fine. Here, I can use the split screen footage anyway.
Alright, first you gotta customize your guy.
Why? Does it really make a difference?
Well, I guess not really, but what the fuck? I spent all this fucking time unlocking this goddamn armor, so use it, you little shit.
Oh my god, fine. Alright, how about this one?
Except for, yeah, don't use that one.
Can I ask why?
What the fuck? Cause that one's mine, it's my favorite.
Are you serious?
Yeah man, come on, if we match, people are gonna think we're a couple or something.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Besides, there's like 30 other helmets to pick from.
Kreese is jiced, fine. Here, all set.
Alright, good. And stop stealing my lines, by the way.
What the hell are you talking about?
You just said Kreese's Geist instead of Jesus Christ. I invented Kreese's Geist like last year.
Oh, for crying out loud.
So, like, how are you, like, alive, by the way?
Well, you're always in here screaming and swearing, and all that rage manifested in, I don't know, must have swooped into me, bringing me to life. Plus, you own the Necronomicon and the Satanic Bible over there on your bookshelf, so it was only really a matter of time.
Yeah, true. Good point.
And let's not forget that dreadful rocket race video you did last year.
Dude, that was only like my second video ever. Give me a break. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Well, yeah, I know. I was there. It was pretty obvious.
You're an ass. I call the Mantis.
What the hell is a mantis?
That robot suit thing you just stole from me.
Oh, my bad. What's this button do?
Wow. You gotta be fucking kidding me. First, you steal the Mantis I called, and then you kill me.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Oh, I'm sure. Fuck this. Different level. Here, now we both get a Mantis.
Sounds good to me, bruh.
Don't ever say that again. You sound like a douchebag. Really, guy?
Oopsie.
And then you fucking teabag. So, you want to play co-op together, yet constantly kill me. What do you think this is, Battletoads? And there he goes with the fucking teabagging again. You're a real asshole, you know that?
Is that all you do is bitch and moan?
Yeah, pretty much. But you should know that by now.
Well, fuck this. Before you make me hate this game, I'm doing my multiplayer segment. And no, you can't play.
Well now. Can I at least stay and watch you yell at a television screen?
Fine.
Everyone knows the icing on a Halo cake is the multiplayer. And to me, Halo 4 totally delivers. But, as with anything, there's positives and negatives. So, I'll address Halo 4's multiplayer as a compliment sandwich. You know, start with the good, the middle is meh, and then end with some more positives. It may get lengthy, so maybe I should make it like a compliment sub, or a compliment hoagie, or something like that.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Me too. Why don't you go make us some subs or something?
Yeah, never mind.
Halo 4's rank progression system was criticized by some fans because it was Call of Duty-ish, meaning every time you level up, you unlock armor or performance abilities and other rewards. But is that really a bad thing? To make you feel like you're working towards something? The numerical rank each player builds up has nothing to do with skill. Instead, it increases based upon how much time you invest into the game. And yeah, going by this particular lobby, I'm one of the highest ranked. But what do you want? I don't get out much. And I'm pretty bad at the game, so what does that tell you? This particular ranking system was another common complaint from Halo players. But that started in Halo Reach, so wouldn't that, kinda make it Bungie's fault? Yeah, I said it. Now, before I get a big bag of hateful poop in the mail, I should mention I'm not a competitive player. I'm more concerned with enjoying myself and having a good time with other players. Personally, I could care less about rank or whatever. My deaths outnumber my kills in this game by 8 billion. I just want to have fun. But don't get me wrong, if you're on a team with a bunch of asshats, playing for 3 hours, losing every match, then nobody's having a good time. Well, the other team is. There's also commendations to work towards mastering, usually rewarding you with an armor variant or whatever. This idea is also another carryover from Halo Reach. Most of them are within reason, except for the perfection commendation, which I will never see happen in my lifetime. Not even once. Impossible. And also, how in the bloody fuck is someone expected to master the plasma pistol? What? It's a fucking support weapon, not a kill shot weapon. You have to get 940 kills with this fucking thing. Yeah, I looked it up. This game's been out for 2 years, and yeah, I have 4 fucking kills with this thing. Well, of course now I just got a kill, so 5 kills with this thing. Brilliant. What in the green hell were you guys thinking? Don't put shit like that in Halo 5. Make it a commendation for, stunning vehicles with it or something like that. Well, moving on, they sped up the battlefield by making the sprint ability from Halo Reach into a default trait in Halo 4. And if you ask me, it's a welcome addition. If you want to introduce an older franchise to newer fans, you gotta bring in a few newer mechanics. Besides, some of these are just the current standard, just like how Halo set the standard all those years ago for first-person shooters. And the battlefield's filled with state-of-the-art Spartan super soldiers, so shouldn't they be able to run fast as hell anyway? Unfortunately, during the transition, some classic game types were taken out, like Assault and Territories. Capture the Flag in Halo 4 was also condensed to only each team having their own flag. The other Capture the Flag variants are gone. While it's arguable that some of these game types that were on the cutting room floor are very similar and maybe made playlists get cluttered, it still would have been nice to have at least had the option. A few new game types shipped with the game, like Dominion, which is kinda like a cross between Territories and Invasion from Halo Reach, with teams competing for control points, similar to the Star Wars Battlefront games. Also joining the Halo game type family is the newly added Regicide, which adds a hectic atmosphere to Slayer, collecting bounties on players' heads, competing for the highest score. Now, that's all well and good, but where the hell is all the goofy shit? Like being able to change the infection settings to make all those crazy game types in the previous games. In Halo 4, the infected character's model changes into a flood form, which is badass as hell, but they're now restricted to melee-only attacks, which limits 100,000 custom game variants to 1 or 2. In a way, it almost seems like Halo 4 took all that fun shit and told us to grow up. Come on, what the fuck? I want to be able to race poorly with my friends while fucking them up with golf clubs, or see flaming skulls fly out of a guy's dead body, just like in real life. I've even said before, I don't care how ridiculous the game can be. Hell, I'd even take that friggin' shoe thing from Mario 3 as a fucking vehicle. Come on, loosen up, guys. Now that I think of it, I remember reading some article at a video game convention, and a fan asked why there was no race mode in Halo 4, and the rep said something like, well, there's this big galactic war going on, so how and why would racing fit into the story? Who the fuck cares? It's a video game! They did, however, come to their senses and implement race, and eventually bring back another fan favorite, Rocket Race, to Halo 4. Way to go, guys, above and beyond. But still, don't fuck with us fans. And don't even get me started on why they took out the option to play as an elite in multiplayer. You know, an option that's been around since Halo 2. Not all of us want to play as a dumb human. And, am I the only one around here who wants to play as a grunt? Yeah, so what if it would be totally unbalanced? Make a new game type out of it. Something like Frag Tag from Turok Rage Wars, and after a set amount of time, someone randomly turns into the grunt, and everyone's got a pig pile on them. Yeah, there you go. Kinda like Regicide, and give the grunt unlimited rockets or something so he has a chance. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, these are just ridiculous nitpickings coming from a guy sitting here talking to a stuffed animal. Where'd that little bastard go now? What the fuck are you doing?
Jeez, you could have given me a heart attack.
How can you have a heart attack if you don't even have a heart?
Oh yeah? Well, how do you know I don't have one? Maybe you just broke it.
Oh my god, shut up, you emo fuck. I mean, you're not real. You're not alive.
Wow. So, I'm not alive, but you are?
Yeah?
Well, then if you're an example of the gift of life, what a waste. You can take it back, I don't want it.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's established. Living or not, we both have feelings. So let's move on.
Fine.
You never answered me, by the way. What the hell are you doing in my kitchen?
Hey, you kept talking about some stupid compliment sandwich metaphor crap. I told you, I got hungry. So, here I am. Someone's gotta make this sandwich. It isn't gonna make itself.
That is physically impossible. There's no way that you can consume and digest food when you're not even...
Excuse me?
Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, but really, how would you... Well, I'm almost done with the review, so why don't you come back in the other room?
I'd rather not. I already heard you yelling enough from out here.
Alright, well, number one, I don't trust you out of my sight here in the kitchen where all the knives are. And number two, if my wife comes home and sees us wasting food, she's gonna fucking kill us.
Oh, so you want to play that game? Well, number one, you can't keep your eyes open forever. And two, your wife's only gonna be mad at you because you're the one out here wasting food, talking to a stuffed animal.
Oh, but it's okay for you to say it.
Yeah, because when you say it, it's racist. Okay, never mind. Forget it. Let's just go play the game again. Hey, wait a second.
What?
Can you carry me?
Are you serious?
Have you seen how small my feet are? Come on, I don't even have kneecaps, let alone legs. It took me 10 minutes just to walk into the next room. Of course I'm serious.
Fine. Come on. Can't walk 5 feet, yet you can jump like 20 times your height. Makes perfect sense.
The multiplayer arenas are original and imaginative, like blasting through a doomed cruiser that's being pelted by meteors in space, a creepy science lab in an alien forest, and a monument resting on an asteroid. Each with their own identity and carry the action well. As with the online multiplayer aspects of most competitive games, commitment, skill, and map memorization will help you be victorious on the battlefield. Though, now there's less weapon spawn control with the inclusion of calling in ordnance, meaning players can call in heavier weapons after earning enough points throughout the match. It does keep the action intensified, but also abandons the old days of Halo, where players fought through the map for control of a more powerful weapon. Ordnance makes it less about tug of war, because now instead of either team carrying a single rocket launcher, there could be like 4 dickheads running around with them now. Now, bitching and moaning about the inclusion of Ordnance into Halo 4 is a commonplace from the hardcore old-school Halo fans. Which is understandable, but I'm not really part of the competitive crowd, as I said. I don't mind just breaking away for some random shit from time to time. I could care less. But, competitive or not, I fucking cannot stand when people teabag me. Ugh. And again, competitive or not, sometimes it's not your fault. You're just stuck with incompetent asshole teammates. Dude, cut the shit. Stop driving off. Hit the checkpoints.
Can't resist urge.
Yeah? Well, soon I won't fight this sudden urge to throw you in the fucking washing machine.
Oh my god! Now it's one-on-one, you little shit.
Hey, whatever you say. Fatality.
Alright, dodge this, you little... Oh, come on, that was complete bullshit.
Wow, you are pretty bad at this.
I swear, if you... Klaatu, Barata, Necktie, Nicholas? Saint Nicholas? Hey guys, I didn't see you come in. What's up? As you can see, the holiday season is upon us. You know, that wonderful time of year when people trample each other trying to save 50 cents on shit they don't need. Evil, greedy corporations all push their major products now to capitalize on the Christmas rush. But worst of all, people everywhere are getting sick and spreading their fucking germs. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not that much of a Scrooge. But for real, if you're sick, stay the fuck away from me.
I love Christmas. It's the best. That's when you get the most video games at once.
Like this one. Twisted Metal for the original PlayStation. Now I know we've all got Christmas parties and shit to go to, so I'll try and keep this kinda short. More of a bare bones review.
Meaning I won't go off on 57 random tangents of other games. Let's kick this old school style. Let's keep it simple, like my Total Recall review from way back. Oh, why the fuck am I bringing up that piece of shit again? See? There I go already, losing my train of thought.
Okay, here we go. Twisted Metal! Does that sound like Rob Halford?
Ever wonder what it would be like to combine a gritty fighting game like Mortal Kombat with the battle mode from Mario Kart? Well, that's pretty much what Twisted Metal is. Again, much like a fighting game, you begin by selecting your character and their vehicle. Each character has their own background story and... yeah, these guys are pretty dark and twisted. The fuck was I doing playing shit like this when I was younger? Well anyway, let's take a look at some of these guys. Of course we got a cop, a ghost driving a sports car, some secret agent douchebag in a Ferrari, and an old army guy who looks just like Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek The Next Generation. I always liked Darkseid, a big-ass Mack truck driven by some creature from hell named Mr. Ash. We got another Mr. Grimm, who's defensively the weakest character because he's the most exposed. I should also mention that this son of a bitch is the Grim Reaper. That's right, fucking Death himself. Guns people down, riding a motorcycle, taking souls in his free time when he's not, well, taking other souls, I guess. Ho, now you wanna shit your pants? Here's Sweet Tooth, a stolen ice cream truck driven by an escaped mental patient named Needles Kane. And as if the name Needles Kane wasn't insidious enough, the guy's a fucking nightmarish clown. Fucking mother of Christ. I'm not really scared of clowns, but come on, look at this guy. Terrifying. That clown face on top of his ice cream truck kinda looks familiar, doesn't it? He's Mr. Heat Miser. Oh, sorry, I always liked that song. So, let's pick our character and on with the show. Time to twist some metal!
Get it? Twist some metal because the game's called Twisted Metal? Fuck yourself.
You're probably wondering, why the fuck is this tattooed idiot talking about guns and missiles and maniac cars and fucking clowns? What does any of this have to do with Christmas? Well, that's where the game's story comes in. The year is 2005. And for the past 9 years, a tournament in Los Angeles is held by the maniacal Calypso, who kinda looks like a fucked up Michael Bolton. Actually, he kinda looks more like Kenny G. Anyway, Calypso chooses the combatants for his Twisted Metal contest, and with his special powers, he grants the winner whatever they want. So he's like a twisted, scheming genie of sorts. Oh, and the contest takes place on Christmas Eve. See? Christmas trees. And Santa. Well, kinda roughed up ghetto Santa, but there you go. It's Christmas. Each character has their own special attack, but unfortunately Darkseid's blows ass. It sucks and barely does any damage, but when you're a big ass truck you can just ram the shit out of people. Yellow Jacket the taxi tosses like some Molotov cocktail or something, and sounds like he's orgasming afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, well I guess that's not the only thing he's tossing in there. Gross.
Yeah.
Alright, would you shut the fuck up, you stupid drunk hobo? It's Christmas!
And according to the instruction manual, Sweet Tooth's special is flamin' ice cream. How the fuck is ice cream flammable?
Well, maybe if it was dry ice cream. No, we're not getting into science, it's fucking Christmas. Now, back to vehicular homicide.
The vehicles all handle differently. Some obviously move faster than others. Also, going from the dual analog sticks from modern controllers we're all used to now, back into these non-analog days, definitely takes some time to readjust to. The cars move stiff as hell, especially the bigger ones. Getting stuck colliding into walls is a pain in the ass, but it's not enough to ruin the experience. It's still fun. Aside from that, there was something else about the controls I remember pissing me off. Oh, what was it? Hold on a second. What the hell? Okay, come on, pause you piece of shit. What the hell's going on? Oh, of course! That's what it was! The start button switches your view perspective, and the fucking select button pauses the game! What the fuck? That bullshit goes against everything you've grown accustomed to in gaming control history. Select is usually used for options, and the start button is supposed to be the button that pauses gameplay. Why switch it? To be different and edgy? You telling me psycho clowns, hit and runs, and heavy metal aren't edgy enough? What the fuck? I never understood that shit, and it still pisses me off fucking 20 years later. And how Yellow Jacket can throw a Molotov cocktail out a window while driving with a hook hand is a fucking mystery. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up. Another bullshit annoying thing. After each stage, the game gives you about 3 seconds to write down the password for the next level. You've already got your adrenaline going as it is. How are you expected to have time to have a piece of paper and a pen ready to write that shit down? And yeah, I actually said pen and paper, because this was 20 years ago.
Hey, back in my day, we didn't have these handy-dandy smartphone things we could just whip out on a whim and look up porn. I mean, passwords.
But in the event you missed it, which you definitely will, you can pause the game. There you go. The password. When your car's shot to shit, you can drive into these repair station things marked by X's on your radar, just like in real life. Most stages have a few of them lying around. The game's single-player story mode isn't that long, but that's okay. It keeps the gameplay from getting stale, not that it does. The battles take place in designated war zones all over the city, like the freeway and Calypso's underground arena, where I didn't even notice Calypso's right there watching until right now, recording this footage. Blasting and exploring each level is fun as hell, because it adds a free-roaming element to the game. You can go wherever the hell you want, whenever you want, and sometimes the city's teeming with life. Like, there's a guy ice skating, running him over. Die, you son of a bitch, you got shot first. Well, it looks like he won't be home for the holidays. That's actually kind of depressing. Oh well. There's also a massive yuppie bubble neighborhood with a canal area that kind of reminds me of that scene from Terminator 2 when the T-1000 chased John Connor. Or maybe I just watch too many movies and play too many games. There's a guy just sitting enjoying a lemonade on his front lawn. Running him over. Oh, look, that must be his dog.
I'm not running over the dog. You sick fucks. It's Christmas.
But I will run over that guy again. The last level takes place on these huge skyscrapers. How fucking cool is that? Well, until you fall off. Probably more than once. But seriously, that's pretty creative, you gotta admit. Imagine seeing that in real life. A bunch of cars battling it out, drifting from roof to roof. That'd be pretty insane. Or should I say, twisted? And speaking of twisted, that face on the building over there always freaked me out. The final boss, Minion, is a huge fucking armored tank that shoots in every direction. Cheap as all fuck. And of course, he's exempt to death from falling off the buildings. 'Cause that's fucking fair. But no, I thought I had an easy win outsmarting this asshole, but we all saw the footage. Nope, right there, of course he comes back like nothing ever fucking happened. How is that fucking fair? It's bullshit. That is total, utter, fucking cheap-ass bullshit. Yeah, there he goes, right back after me. Get the fuck away from me, you cheap fucking prick. Ugh! Alright, well if your controller actually survives the process of beating Minion, it's time to get our prize from Calypso. And prepare to be somewhat let down. The endings are just basically a credit scroll you have to read. Maybe it makes it somewhat more immersive, because using your imagination you can picture the outcome scenario for yourself, but after all the hell you and your character went through together, it just makes you wish there was some kind of cinematic or something. Well, that was back in 1995. Fast forward to 2008, and we got Twisted Metal Head On Extra Twisted Edition. Sort of a B-side of extras from the series. There's a bunch of cool shit on here, like interviews and stuff with the developers and behind the scenes and shit, but best of all, live action endings for the characters were filmed in the original Twisted Metal back in 1995, and they're on here, and they are fucking gold. Apparently, one of the series' main designers, David Jaffe, or Jaff, hopefully I'm not butchering that, originally wanted to direct movies, but eventually shifted to designing video games, with Twisted Metal being his breakout title. Somewhere along the line, he filmed endings for the Twisted Metal characters, but he was talked into cutting them out, so instead they were replaced with the scrolling text that you saw before. Well, Mr. Jaffe, I gotta tell ya, I wish you stuck to your guns and kept these in the original game. They add so much more to the fiction and the mood of the game. You can tell they were crafted with a love and appreciation for campiness, and have that great B-movie grindhouse atmosphere and style.
Oh man!
This is great.
You said it would be easy. Do you know what they did?
He went through all of that. Could ask for anything.
My turn.
Anything, and all he wants is a bag? Needles Kane, you one crazy bastard.
Darkseid's ending confuses the hell out of me.
No! What are you doing with Rock? No! No! No!
Well, enough of that. Merry Christmas, everyone. But be safe out there because you never know. There could be a sweet tooth right around your block.